team champs to the mic in the house.
Turnbuckle chatter, no holds barred. Wrestling worlds, hours we pull the card. Royal Rumble of rumors, battles hard. Jake and Cody, always on guard. In the square, circle of news, they reign in the somewhere, breaking the chain. Rumor mill spinning, no disdain. Truth battle draft through murky terrain. In the somewhere, truth on display. Breaking down the roads, the games they play. Latest news, rumors ricochet. Jake and Cody, running away.
Team champs to the mic in the house.
What's going on, ladies and gents? Jake, aka Countdown Ended, coming to you live here. That's right. What a night. Evolution 2 under the belt. 17 plus hours of wrestling. July 13, 2025, coming to you live into somewhere, reviewing Evolution 2 and talking about everything this weekend. Hopefully you're all doing well. As always, I'm not alone. I've got the one, the only, Cody O'Neill's in the house.
What's going on? What a fucking show tonight.
What a show indeed. And before we bring in our other guest, really quick, we got to do a little bit of house cleaning because you see I'm talking here, right? You know, and that's totally me talk. All right, fine, okay. I held up my end of the bargain. What did you do? Because I think.
Okay, listen. I didn't have a dress in my time. Okay. Ooh, who is that diva?
Oh my dear Jesus. Oh my dear Jesus.
That's right. You heard that voice. The one, the only. Spaz Phoenix is in the house with your Divas champ herself. I kept up my end of the bargain because Adam Cole, he lost the belt. But I did say that, you know, Fletcher was going to win, so I do hold up my end of the bargain. And
but here's my thing. I think that Adam Cole was going to win because Kyle Fletcher would have won even if Adam Cole was replaced or not, right? That was your thing. So I think I'm still correct.
So you
because if Adam
I think
Cole
it's
was
a
allowed
draw.
to compete.
Because Fletcher didn't win it and Adam Cole didn't leave with it. So I think you guys are at a draw.
You told me you had put on a dress. And
my thing isn't.
You sent me this because you couldn't get your camera working. I got it. You're on the phone. Fine. So you at least put on the dress and you sent me this. This. You have. It's AI. You have boobs.
I have boobs without AI.
So what happened?
Okay. So I couldn't find a dress in my size, so you.
So I told you, go bother grandma, right?
Okay, but.
All right. Now I will say, the pictures, the way my filter thing works through it, unfortunately, because I had to capture it off of my phone.
The other one.
So I took a screenshot of it, so it makes you look like you gained about 50 pounds. I'm sorry, but you did go. You found grandma's dress, and you did hold up your end of the bargain. So you and a moo-moo, you're looking good, baby.
AI for that one. Woo! Fuck AI. AI has an issue with me.
You look good.
What? I kind of have to defend Sean Ross Sapp here. AI is an asshole.
No. AI that you tried to pass off as fucking Cody in a dress is some bullshit.
The one on the right
is grandma's moo-moo.
The one on the right is some major bullshit. Okay,
I mean, I'm just gonna chat with Casey in the chat, seeing as you guys clearly have your own domestic issues to sort it out.
I mean, him and we got some things to sort out, but I know where we started.
Jake, I know Jake, I know I haven't been here in a minute, but what the hell has happened while I've been gone?
I mean, I know
Okay,
where
I
we
tried to get
started.
this
This is where we
extra,
started.
extra large
Right?
dress.
This is where we started. And
Oh
then
my God.
this is where we ended.
AI,
It's legit.
AI is.
That's not AI. That's you wear grandma's dress, any event. Happy to have it.
AI fucking cooked me.
I look good.
They made me look like a bitch.
And you know what?
You know,
I'm gonna say it. AI did well, but we're that much
AI
closer.
did not do well. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're that much closer to hitting 8,700 subs. So we're almost at 9K. So thank you guys. What are we gonna do?
I'm about to lose all of them for you showing those pictures.
Those numbers. That's right, Ludwig. Get your drunk friends drunker. That's right. Glad to hear it.
You know,
Stephanie McMahon had me
I'm
going
still
tonight.
gonna defend myself. We can get to Stephanie McMahon in a minute. You're gonna criticize me, and everyone's gonna criticize me because I didn't hold up to my end of the bargain. But still, I
mean, you
think
wore
Adam
a
Cole would
dress.
have
You're
won.
just not on video. But
If he had
we
the
got
chance
you
to
in a
compete.
dress. I'll
No
take
one
it.
knew that he wasn't gonna compete, so it's not my fault.
You know, I'm curious what everybody in the chat thought everything was favored in the weekend. It's not your fault that Adam Cole lost the belt.
He
Glad
was
to see
going
you
to
in a
win.
dress, though. Yeah, it's good to see you in a
Clearly,
dress.
he was going to win.
Good to see you in a dress. I'm glad you at least held up your end of the bargain. So we'll have you, my counterpart co-host. We'll
AI
keep you.
people.
We'll keep you over here.
AI.
Keep you over here. Here, look, we can even
Don't
kind of
listen
make
to
you.
her or him.
We'll make it all
What are your
fancy.
pronouns?
There we go. Look at that. We'll make you a little see-through, a little opaque here, and then we'll just put you over here. There we go. There we go. That's perfect. It's like art in the corner.
It's not perfect.
I can look at it every now and again and be like, how pretty. Looks great. I'm going to hang that on my wall.
AI isn't my friend, and I think AI has.
I should have ordered a larger size. I can hang it in my bathroom.
I was trying to tell you to order a 5XL dress, and then me and you can wear it together.
AEW fans hit him with a DDoS indeed. It was a wild weekend. All in Texas was a good show. There was a lot to it. The one thing I want to say before we get into all of it was Jon Moxley a face? Really? I mean, when you think about it, he's got the Danielson plates on the belt still. He never touched the belt. He, from day one, did exactly as he set out to. He said, AEW sucks. You guys need to stop tweeting and worrying about drama bullshit. Get over all your arguments, step up, and one of you needs to be man enough to take this title. Yes, we dealt with a year of terrible Death Rider promos and all those garbage matches and everything, but
Okay, on live streams you're gonna say it was terrible, but in
I didn't
private
say
messages, you
it
always said
was
how much you
terrible.
loved
I
it.
said it was just WrestleMania 40 on a more mud show scale in the sense of like they threw everything at it. I was really upset because the Darby participation was so flat, but the Moxley story really did come to fruition. I mean, he said at the end there that was his whole purpose. I wanted one of you to step up. Just one of you.
I call bullshit. I call
And
bullshit.
The
I call
belt was in the
bullshit.
case.
I was trying to step
If it
up.
was bullshit, the belt wouldn't have been in the case. Something else would have been in there. He never touched it. It was still Bryan Danielson's
I was going
belt.
to interfere and
That's
step
lazy.
up, but Jake stopped me. Jake stopped me.
It is lazy to an extent, but I'm
Here's the thing.
saying they did it.
Here's
They
the thing,
did it.
right?
Yes.
Who are the elite going to put over? The elite are going to put over the elite, right?
Yes.
They wanted to make everybody pop for Hangman, and
Yeah.
Hangman is a useless piece of shit. Come fight me, you'll be wrong. So what they
Yes.
did was they ruined Jon Moxley to the point that the audience was saying anybody but Moxley. So the cheer that could have gone for anybody, the cheer that could have gone for anybody more deserving, which is literally anybody, the cheer that could have gone for Swerve in that spot, the cheer that could have gone for Ospreay in that spot, the cheer that could have gone for Darby in that spot, the cheer that not that long ago could have been for Cope if Cope didn't have stuff to deal with, the cheer that could have gone for elevating a mid-carder like a Sammy Guevara or somebody of that like. I mean, I know not everybody likes Sammy, maybe that's a bad example. The cheer
Yeah.
that could have gone for anybody,
Okay.
they made They made anybody that's not Hangman spot and put Hangman in there because Hangman's got as many bruises on his knees as Sasha Banks does.
Yeah, because I'm still of the mindset that Darby should have been the one to take the belt, but I guess they wanted it to happen here. Darby couldn't come back in a time frame to win the Owen, and that's the story that he wanted to tell. So you're not crazy by any means. Like you're I don't think Hangman is useless. I don't find him useless, but he's certainly not like the guy. There was others that fit this story.
But they try
better.
to tell you that
they made him into the guy. They had lumps of shit along the way that they molded into an ashtray, and it's like you were supposed to make me a toolbox, and you're like, but it's an ashtray.
Listen to anybody that's ever been interviewed in AEW. They tell you, title shot or not, main event or not, he is meant to be the main character. He's like the way that people used to call the Undertaker the conscience of the WWE. They say he is the main character of AEW. Why? Other than he sits there in a circle jerk with the Bucks and TK and Sasha Banks. Other than that, why? What makes him the main event? Listen to the crowd. Okay, I want to put over the people in AEW that deserve to be put over. Swerve, I'm 50-50 on. When he's on, he's on. When he's going in a certain weird direction, it's not quite for me, but it's still doing something. Listen to the crowd when Ospreay comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to the crowd when Ospreay comes out. If this is
when
the
Darby
company,
returned, when Bryan came out, their star is bigger than Hangman. They just it was like they had nobody else. They saw the opportunity, they took it. Despop, they went with it. They took the shot, and they didn't miss.
The guy that has been carrying the flag, the guy
but it
that
wasn't
is
a
like,
headshot.
and I'm not even saying it's the most like unobnoxious thing to do because sometimes it is. I really like Ospreay, but Ospreay is the guy that people accused Rollins of being for WWE. This is our company. You can't do what we do. We're better than you. Da, 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 da. So if he's willing to go out there and fly the flag and be the company guy and put on the team jersey, and he gets the reactions that Ospreay gets, there's no reason Ospreay should have been in a tag team match on this show in a thrown together tag team. Yes, there's a story. I get that there's a story. It doesn't make them a tag team.
But it wasn't a great story. It was a very bland story. No. And obviously we're going to get into Evolution, but I wanted to hear from Spaz, and because Cody and I, we talked last night to death to a certain extent. But one of the things I'm glad to have you here now. And one of the things I really rested on was this idea of like, it is a bit of a lazy story, but I felt like everything they did yesterday was kind of rinse and repeated from. And yes, there are no full original stories anymore, but it felt very Bloodline rules.
Oh, they wanted their own dollar store version of Cody finishing the story.
It was WrestleMania.
It's funny
40.
though because AEW fans criticized the WrestleMania 40 main event saying it was overbooked.
Oh, exactly, because it's bad until they do it.
Now it's okay. And the way they went through with this, I mean, I don't hate it.
It was speed run.
It was very awkward. It was
like I can do a chaotic match. Everybody runs in. It's a big schmoz.
I question why they had interference finishes when they knew the main event was going to have so much interference. I get why they would want to take guys out earlier in the night so they wouldn't be a threat later on.
I question why you Pillmanize somebody and put them on a stretcher in the very first match when you know the last match is a hardcore match.
I question why Ospreay, and then they
I don't question Adam Copeland coming back. That's fine. There's a story there. You didn't have to do the we're going to Pillmanize somebody and then we're going to upgrade the Pillmanization to like the custom nail board thing. You could have just had
I will
him
say to cut you
come
off, it did crack me up to get the he comes out, the music is playing, he's going nuts, and he did the Jeff Hardy.
You're gonna say what Simon Miller said.
I was saying it yesterday. Like he had to sell the moment to the fans. I get it. But the pyro should have just went off instantly as like he was running down to save him. Like,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Somebody needs to take the piss out of that cliche because it's not the guy that feels it's not the guy that feels the need to make his entrance. It's the guys that are about to do the violent thing that stop to watch the entrance.
Yes. I would stop to watch it too. That pyro budget was surreal. Usually I criticize their pyro.
I've always hated that,
but this was incredible.
During a pinfall because you could still count the pin because it's going to take them
exactly.
Oh yeah.
Longer than what it will take to count the 3 to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like somebody coming down to do their entrance is stupid. People have accused, like you said, Jeff Hardy. I think they came at Rhea Ripley for it a while ago because you're not allowed to like Rhea Ripley.
No, but Rhea did do a shitty save, but then Penta was doing the strut. He had to
But it's
make
the person
shake.
in the ring. But okay, and you have to do what the booking says for you to do. So I'm not putting it on the wrestlers at all.
It's a shitty cliche. Oh, absolutely.
It is.
I
But
no doubt.
it's the person in the ring that ends up looking dumb. I don't think it's the person making the save, because the person making the save is trying to be distracting as possible.
You got it. Let me talk to you. All right.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah, we got it. It's the, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times in wrestling, there's those dumb moments like the invisible walls. You know, the heels will spill out and the baby faces will just kind of reach over and stop. They won't go over the ropes. And sometimes you get it, you know, you don't need to chase them down. But other times, hello, boys, let's do this. I'm a bit confused, but hey, let's go with it. I'm as much as I laugh at the cliche of it, there's a lot of things in wrestling like that we just as fans go with. We just take it. We're like, hey, so what?
Well, that's why I pull out the Jeff Hardy, the Rhea Ripley examples, because I want to say that this is something that's stupid across all wrestling. It's not
all
particularly
just for fun.
I've got a lot to say about AEW, so I want to be clear about
people
the
are
stuff
saying
that's all over
that.
wrestling.
Speaking about AEW fans right now are saying that WWE copied their Battle Royal idea tonight for Evolution. I don't understand how that is.
Yeah.
Because they
did it last night, but Evolution had a whatever. It's all these back and forth claims. Okay, I put out a tweet earlier today, and I you know, some people are like, oh, you're just, you know, you're kissing ass. And I'm like, no, I genuinely meant that. I had over 13 hours of entertainment yesterday provided to me from wrestling, from something that I enjoy, from something that I, you know, really just care about.
I need to add on this.
I have an affinity for it. Yeah. No, please go ahead.
Okay, so the Casino Battle Royal is AEW's Royal Rumble, basically for a Money in the Bank contract. That's what that is.
Yeah, kind of.
Because you can cash in.
No, see, here's the thing. Right? Here's the thing. I'll make the distinction, because I think AEW, they haven't exactly perfected it, but they've come up with some nice concepts. Like the Casino Battle Royal and the Casino Gauntlet are two different things. The Casino Gauntlet is what we saw last night.
Granted.
The Casino Battle Royal is the Royal Rumble where 4 people come out at a time, because it's the, you know, the suits of the deck and all that, and then you get the Joker, baby, and it's more of a battle royal. The Gauntlet, it's an interesting concept. Jake and I talked about it very, very briefly on what is becoming the yearly tradition, AEW All In 2025. What the fuck is this show? It's still available on the channel now.
I don't know why I said Battle Royal, because I was reading it off of the Evolution Battle Royal thing.
Because they've taken the Royal Rumble and made various concepts out of it. I kind of like the Gauntlet, what they put on All In, because it does have that sudden death.
Gauntlet concept is really good.
It makes it feel. I don't like everybody's in the ring and then they spill out like this. They didn't show all the entrances for the United States participants. They had commercial breaks on Peacock. I don't know about international audiences, but we didn't get all the women's entrances. And then on top of it,
actually. Did your Peacock went to commercial?
Yes. So I even have the higher tier thing as well, which is weird.
My Peacock, so do I.
For us, it faded to commercial like we were watching Raw, but then it still kept going.
Yeah,
that happens for me on Peacock.
I don't mind that going to a commercial break, because it's not staggered like a Royal Rumble, and there didn't end up being any surprises, which is kind of a bummer.
So
what I will
shot
say,
themselves in the foot with that, though. That's because they went ahead and said these are the the participants currently known. Participants. They didn't say all participants. Why didn't they just say these are all the participants? They sold it on a hope and a dream of Saraya, AJ Lee, like the Iconics. They made people believe there were going to be surprises, and there weren't. And I don't know why they do that type of false build. It's the don't do it if you can't sell it thing that Vince used to not book ever. He was good about that, more so. He would have said, like, these are the participants. Like, he would have said there's only X so many.
But Jake, here's the opposite end of that.
False hope,
Here's the opposite end of that. You can go back to Saturday in the women's gauntlet match at All In, where you did get 2 surprises, and they both came out to a wet fart.
Granted,
I know Alex Windsor is like shagging Will Ospreay, but
but I'd rather have the bedroom nepo thing going on than they at least had somebody you didn't know that was coming out, and you're like, who the fuck was
Evolution
that?
ended, and Evolution ended on bedroom nepo, but we'll get there when we get there.
We will. I'm just kind of shocked that we did not get Nikki Bella winning. I was wrong.
I'm not.
Hold on. I was raw. I'm going to get through this time. I was wrong.
There you go. You're growing, buddy.
I'm doing it.
And it's not just the pills.
You-
Hey,
Yeah.
I
shout
was
out to you for
overdosing
the
on those pills last night.
Yeah.
shout out to you for the transformation stuff you put up on social media. Was it
thank
yesterday
you.
or today?
Today, yeah. it
That's
was just
awesome, dude. In all
I got a
seriousness,
time hop
share
on
some
my
positivity.
phone this morning, and it was just I had that photo, and I used to like that photo, and I was like, why did I like that photo? But it was a good photo to like, so I'll go back to it in a second. But I said I was entertained by wrestling for over 13 hours yesterday. Both companies delivered fun, chaotic shows. I thanked everybody there. I said you gave memorable moments and matches, and it was the truth. I was, genuinely excited for it and everything they gave us. And hold on, I'll pull that up shortly because it is crazy. I've been doing the co-hosting thing for a long time, and people saw me at a much larger size. So to be hundreds of pounds, just a few years later is a crazy thing to look back at some points, like you said. So good things.
That's cool, man.
Always trying to go in that direction. Get those numbers down, but these numbers up. So make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And as always, you can check out Cody and Spaz and all their information in the description box down below.
And make sure you put yourself over. Jake's now on Spotify.
Yeah, we're on Spotify too. That's right. So, we did get some of your predictions on Saturday, Liz. We tried. It's been chaotic, unfortunately. I had to add 5,000 files. So if you want to intern for the Into Somewhere podcast, let us know. It pays nothing,
and it might not work.
Maybe I'll send you some weed in the mail. I don't know if it always works. Like, I don't know what you want from me. I don't have any money. God, and everything costs money nowadays. It's insane.
Contract disclaimer: it's actually ragweed.
Well, I mean, shit.
All right, I want to surprise you. I want to surprise you though. I do have some nice things to say about AEW.
Hey, one more complaint then.
Before you do that, how about the
why did they
tariffs
have
going?
Okada win? Why have Okada win by interference and having essentially
That's not one of them. That's
Don
not one
Callis' family be involved again? Like, it was so deflating. That was my problem with one of the things tonight, where it's like, this is good, but what's the after? That's one of the things I love about wrestling. Not just the story and then the match, like the finish, but what it builds for later as well. There's always something else brewing, something to look forward to, something on the horizon. So thank you, Liz. You know it. What's going on, Danny MT? Thank you guys in the chat for hanging out as well as always, you badass bastards.
Hello to people in the chat. I'm trying to keep up with the people in the chat and say hello as well. Hi,
we're trying.
But no, I wanted to say because we did we do the only preview we do over on my channel all year long for AEW is All In. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Which is becoming a yearly tradition as it probably will be again next year. But you got and you know what I think of the Bucks, right?
Yes.
But I will say Bucks versus Ospreay and Swerve, fantastic.
Okay, it was very entertaining. It wasn't a great wrestling match, but it was very entertaining.
But you know what it is, and this is
1,000 kickouts, and they kicked out of more than an actual dead man could possibly kick out of.
This is where I lean into the more forgiving side. There is a brand of wrestling fan that likes not necessarily Swerve, because Swerve can do a bunch of different things, but the style made more popular by Ospreay and the Bucks and people like that. For those people, that was exactly their match. And in that mindset, they got a fantastic match. I enjoyed it. So shout out to them for that. They got the right, shocked the hell out of me, and it made me twice as nervous for the main event, but they got the right result in the women's title match. And they got the right result.
Yeah, thankfully. It was a good match.
It
It wasn't the best match in the world. The last 10 minutes got better, though, right? I mean, I feel
the last 10 minutes. But hot take, I think almost every match on tonight's show is better than that Mercedes and Tony match.
Without question, because half of that match is Sasha Banks. Let's be real for a second.
One of the four horsewomen they will not mention, funny enough.
They did a few times tonight. They did.
On the pre-show, did they mention on the air? I didn't
on commentary as well.
Did they? I thought I missed it.
Sasha Banks was good. Mercedes Moné.
Sasha Banks was a carefully protected, produced, WWE
Sasha Banks seems cool, though.
big league
Mercedes Moné
project.
seems.
Mercedes thinks she's at the level of what Rhea is or bigger. And unfortunately, I mean,
Mercedes
AEW is
walked
big,
in with a microphone saying like, you didn't like me before we even got here, and I don't care. I'm going to take all the titles from all your companies. Anyways, my point being, and this is the thing,
Creative
like,
control or creative input, though.
Oh my god. Okay, she starts banging Beast Mortos, and suddenly he's main eventing Dynamite. I'm just saying. Like, you can be into furries, but don't bring it to work. But here's the thing,
over
though,
here.
right?
No, I usually don't have that gag reflex.
Jake and I have talked about this a lot on my channel. I really like Toni Storm. I like Toni Storm in NXT UK. I liked her on the main roster, even though they didn't use her well in WWE. I liked her when she first arrived in AEW. My thing has always been, and Jake can back me up on this, the timeless thing, the gimmick, isn't for me. But for how much she throws herself into it, I can't not respect her.
I like timeless Toni Storm. I like that gimmick a lot.
Fair. It works for, and there's a lot of weird, like, goofy gimmicks that I like that a lot of other people don't like. Not really the point I'm trying to make. Like, my point is, it's kind of like, and the other example I always use is Nikki ASH, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. It's not supposed to be for me, but I can respect how much she threw herself into it. Toni Storm is the even bigger, better example of that. Toni Storm carried this match.
Oh yeah, she's
okay. That's a fair argument.
She told the whole story. She was the one that put it all together. She sold. It was everything of her. Absolutely. Yep. She was the entire thing. MJF winning 100%. was bad after I feel he brought up Jay Briscoe when it wasn't needed.
Well, some people say that Mercedes Moné is the best in-ring wrestler in the world. Like for women, anyway.
Those people are on crack. There's people in the company that she's in that are better than her.
Says Vaz, allegedly. Granted,
but I will say, okay, on the other side of the coin,
Dustin Rhodes finishing the story did nothing for me. I wish Fletcher or Sammy Guevara. I clearly wish Fletcher won, but Sammy Guevara. So at least,
or even like I know not everybody's still on board with Daniel Garcia. With Daniel Garcia, I'm kind of like, there's something there. They're not finding it, or they're not finding it consistently enough.
They don't have it yet.
Yeah,
it's not there.
But he's like,
they had it at one point, and you're a wrestler.
Yeah.
They had that over, and then it just
he
failed.
But to be fair, again, this is going to be a lot easier for people that are familiar with the debate that Jake and I have had over on my channel. There's two people in WWE right now that haven't quite found it yet, and I'm really loving watching them find it, and that's Jade Cargill and Lyra Valkyria. And in the very same way, Daniel Garcia is one of those guys where it's like, there's something there. When he finds it, I'll be happy for him.
Jade beats Naomi, but now Jade faces Naomi at SummerSlam. So it is very interesting how they set this up, I guess. Do I want a repeat match? Do I want a repeat match?
No, but she's not facing her, though.
Why?
Because if Naomi's got the world title, that means she's on Raw now.
Oh yeah, she'd be on the other side, so she'd be still facing Tiffany. Yeah, you're right.
The King and Queen of the Ring winner wasn't.
Yeah, it's not. It's show dependent.
It's not like money. It's not like Money in the Bank. It's
you're right.
Win,
so
you get a shot at your
Stephanie
company's title.
Will be taking on Naomi then
at SummerSlam.
Clash.
At Clash. So we don't know who Naomi's taking on
Clash.
Yeah.
Or Stephanie will hopefully have the title by SummerSlam.
Women's battle.
I don't know. I could see it being Stephanie. I'm not sure. I think the chat still has me, but we'll see if you can hear me.
Oh, there we go. Oh no, you were just skipping around for a second. Now I got you.
Okay. All right. You got me nervous. I'm like, what did I hit with my dumbass? So yeah,
I will say though, going back to All In for a second. Speaking of battle royals and
we
whatnot,
will check in on that poll shortly, guys. Thank you for sharing. So far, it's split between Evolution and All In Texas. So I want to know what everybody thought of the best show of the weekend.
I don't have my camera on right now.
Oh.
While the women's gauntlet was a mess.
Yes.
They did have the right winner, and the right winner was somebody that everybody told me definitely wasn't part of the All In card. Spaz, she's definitely not in it. Spaz, she's definitely not in it. She's performing the night before. How could she perform on two separate nights? Athena got
Thank
something.
God she got
finally
it in Texas. Oof.
But going back to your point about Dustin Rhodes, I don't get it. It wouldn't bother me
It did
nearly as
nothing
much.
for me, honestly.
It wouldn't bother me nearly as much if he wasn't holding 2 other belts
That
in
was
the
that
other
was
company
the
that's not
problem.
connected.
So
and
now
yeah.
he's got to be on ROH and this, and it's such a they just it's something like The problem was they did it for the moment, but the moment wasn't earned. There was no build up to it, and I know there couldn't really be much, but
Yeah.
like tonight they basically did the turn with as we get into it, Blake Monroe. She did that very quickly, and they telegraphed it by a mile by replaying the video of her saying, "Will you come out to the ring with me, please, best friend?" So we already heard that she'd be getting turned. So
who could have possibly predicted that JC Jane would successfully defend and go on to Slammiversary to represent NXT
I
at
know.
the TNA pay-per-view?
I was so happy you and I got that right. And Cody was fucking dumb as hell saying that. God damn it. I was like, Cody.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah. I was trying to tell you not to pick Nikki Bella and not to say that Jordan Grace was going to win, but you're like, nope, it's happening. So.
Okay.
I was going on the TNA link in and all that kind of thing, but also
just because of the video 2 days ago of streaming, because you catch me saying, yeah.
Just because I'm a huge fan of her, it was really nice to see the small cameo by Masha Slamovich at Great American Bash.
It was. I was happy to see that. So cool to have that little
Jake
feature.
had trouble pronouncing wrestling names the other day, so I told him if you're having trouble to pronounce a wrestler's name, they probably work for AEW.
Yeah, yeah. I still don't. Shariru, the other one that came out in the Women's Battle Royal, but yeah. All in all,
when they first, I'm not going to lie to you,
it was entertaining.
This might make me sound like a bad person, but
fun.
when they originally announced her name and they had the wide shot from like the back of the stadium and I couldn't make it out, I thought they had said Saray.
Yeah.
Who was initially in NXT for a bit and then went back to Japan.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Somebody I vaguely recognize. And like I say, the Alex Windsor name is only somebody I know not from wrestling perspectives necessarily. And it's like, I don't have any hate for these people because I don't know these people, but also I don't know these people. So womp womp.
They should have done their own Santina with Darby. Now that would have been hilarious.
Oh dear.
You're doing that gimmick tonight.
He's so tiny and twinky enough. I mean, he's already flat chested. They could just give him, quite the outfit.
Cody, are you saying Jake is Jacqueline tonight?
Yeah.
He's gonna need to get a tan for that. Hey.
Yeah, I'm Trish. Get it right. All right. I was everybody's first crush. Saturday night's main event. We talked about this. This was disappointing in a lot of ways, most of it being put on Seth Rollins' injury. I've had knee issues and knee surgeries and repairs, and when it's fucked. Like you can feel it when it goes. I've got it repaired, I've felt it go and got it re-repaired, like the instant, because you just lose that feeling and you can't put the weight right, and you saw him fuck, like he was so upset. We played it last night. My heart breaks for him. Adam Cole, you're a fuck. I want you to get better, but this sucks. Granted.
See, and this is what I want to say. Like, I don't
Jelly Roll edition. Put me in there. Go ahead. I have produced far better music. All right. This is my singing, my goddamn guitar, all that shit. They didn't bring Mandy Rose back. All right. They didn't have the Iconics. They didn't have AJ.
I thought we were gonna at least get like Paige or something tonight. I actually did
something.
I thought we were going to get a run in at the end, yeah.
Maybe some surprise. Once they had nobody in the Battle Royal, I was like, oh, but this should be on the radio. Fuck you, Jelly Roll. Yeah, but you don't want to hear yourself, all right? Put me on goddamn SummerSlam at this point.
Jake, you're going to hate me. Go back to SmackDown.
More? Oh, yeah.
No, go back to SmackDown.
Yes.
When Jelly Roll was doing his little concert thing, and let's not pretend that concerts have not been part of wrestling shows forever.
And he was doing good. It was entertaining until they stopped.
That was all right. And like I've heard a little bit of the guy's story. Sounds like he's got a pretty motivational like thing going on, right?
Fought through addiction and lost a lot of weight now too, and
Oh yeah, he's pulling a Jake.
Absolutely.
But here's what I will say, right? And it's not about like, oh, let's expect 5 stars in the Tokyo Dome, brother, from Jake, from fucking Logan Paul and Jelly Roll,
Brother.
I mean,
right?
if he was in the Tokyo Dome, then Dave Meltzer would definitely give him the 5 stars.
Jake,
Or 6.5.
Add Soul and Stephanie would orgasm.
Soul snatcher. Because
Soul
I think it can happen
snatcher.
anywhere.
She wanted to snatch it. You know it, Shaka.
But here's what I'm gonna say though, right? Like, there was a time we've gotten better with it now, and I think we've gotten spoiled in a certain way of like, now when you hear celebrity match, you hear Bad Bunny, you hear Logan Paul, who's a good wrestler, even though people don't want to admit it. Pat
Bad
McAfee,
Bunny's
who's
not
better.
bad in the ring either.
But here's the thing though. Well, Bad Bunny as well is what I'm saying. Bad Bunny, Logan
It's hot
Paul,
as
Pat
hell.
McAfee
Gotcha.
was a good run of celebrity things, right? But like initially, go back, their celebrity stuff was just like meant to be a bit of like sideshow fluff as part of the show, right? But what I'm gonna say
Yeah.
to you, and it's about entertainment more than like Tokyo Dome star ratings and all that kind of thing. He was doing the concert. People were into it because I think they were in. He's from Atlanta. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Jelly Roll.
Yes.
Okay, so he's in his hometown, so there's a little bit of bias
Nashville,
there. But
Atlanta, somewhere in that area.
people are into the music and they're liking him, and you know he's doing the babyface celebrity thing. Everybody's with him, right? Listen to the crowd when Logan Paul comes out, and then listen to the crowd roar more when Randy Orton comes out and puts him in his place.
Oh, absolutely.
They got the Logan Paul reaction for ripping into Jelly Roll was more heat than most, like, supposedly what you would say full-time wrestlers can generate in a lifetime.
The segment was really good.
The segment was really good, but even if the segment, like, even if they didn't deliver, the crowd was there to say, we will carry this anyway.
The crowd,
Randy Orton.
You guys won't hear it, but the crowd here, I mean, we listen to the incredible. They were just going nuts, singing along.
So it's one of those, but it's one of those things like, you know what's going to happen? Logan Paul, who is a wrestler now, he's a former US champion, like, get over it. He's on the roster, is going to do a bunch of stuff with Orton, and it's going to be mostly Orton and Drew and Logan Paul, with Jelly Roll having a couple of spots. And when Jelly Roll gets in there and grabs him by the head again and hits him with the Jelly Roll slam like he did to who was it, The Miz a while ago, everybody's going to pop. It's going to serve its purpose, and we're going to move on.
Oh,
it's going to be one
absolutely.
exhibition. It's going to be one exhibition in a 2-night SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt
People are
anything.
being real precious about it.
But here's the thing. I mean, Drew, Randy, Logan, everybody, they I know, oh, we always get a celebrity involvement. At least they're doing something. They're part of SummerSlam. It's a highly seen, like highly visible thing, because Jelly Roll is mainstream and he's very big and everybody's going to love it. I get it. Sorry, I can't take myself seriously. I look like Frankenfurter. I'm looking over here. Hold on. I got to.
And this could be a hot take as well. Sports entertainment will always outbeat pro wrestling.
That's true.
Absolutely. But, you know, it's just, there's something.
I'm just a sweet transvestite.
Sorry, I don't know what's coming out of me. Something about the dress. Granted, Saturday night's main event felt rushed, all in all, sadly.
Saturday night's main event was all kinds of meh. And then they, like, fucked up Goldberg's farewell speech. I don't know about you guys, like, not that it really made me go banana or anything, but, like, got more out of Goldberg than I thought we were going to get.
But, yeah, no, and sorry, you said the secret word.
Go absolutely.
Banana? Yeah.
Banana phone.
We're hearing ourselves again. But sorry, I had to go ahead and desync the audio there. Look at that.
All right.
Granted, at least we're doing big things here. You know, it's just when it happens, it happens. What are you gonna do? You know, it's the dress. I'm telling you, I'm looking beautiful. That's what happened. So,
Oh my.
God damn it, so distracting. Now, granted, I I have worries about Seth and what they're going to do. They have this match tomorrow, interestingly enough. It's a Monday night.
the
yeah,
gauntlet,
yeah. So they have the number one contendership to see who faces Gunther. We're hearing that Gunther is going to go ahead and take on John Cena. He'll be his last opponent, allegedly. So that's massive.
Oh, wow.
I mean, so a lot of speculation, a lot of what if, a lot of wonder. A lot of things going on at this point in time. Let me go ahead and pull this up for the chat here. I know I had it somewhere without dragging in every file like an idiot and crashing everything again. There we go. So yeah, we've got CM Punk himself, the Yeet Man. We got LA Knight, we got Penta, and we got one of the Bronze. I wonder if they're going to just give the briefcase to one of the Bronze. I mean, a lot of speculation here, lots of go on. Again, NXT Great American Bash had my favorite match still of this entire weekend. I give it 5 stars. I am not being hyperbolic. I'm not being, attempting to be, really like, any type of controversy here. It's just a true feeling as I stammer through my high words. But Ethan Page and Ricky Saints has just held up. It didn't go too long. It was just shy of 15 minutes. Like, it was perfect. Everything kept building and building. There's a small out for that match. Yes.
Want me to throw something real fun at you?
Please.
Okay. So obviously there was a sense of competition all day Saturday because, oh my God, counter programming, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
So I had somebody today who I don't know who stumbled upon my tweets however they did, right? Here's a person that
works.
Yeah. Well, when somebody starts giving you shit, you want to kind of go and see who's giving you shit. And it's like all kinds of like AEW hashtags in their profile, certain people, certain what's called EVP tag team in their display picture, and all of their feed is just reposts from All In. And their comment to me was, I had to stop watching Great American Bash after the first match because NXT really does backyard stunt shows.
That's all AEW is.
I mean, it's not all it is, but like, look at their main event.
Shit. What?
I mean,
talk about some shenanigans. The women did so well tonight. You didn't have to have any political BS, any nonsense. Tony Storm was telling how she could taste all 4 of Mercedes' lips. Yeah. They said Stephanie did say the 2025 Battle Royal winner. So, Obafemi and Yoshiki did not blow me away. Like Briggs was really
had fun with it.
He was just the fall guy for it. I get what they're going for, but it didn't ingratiate me to Inamura being in the title picture. Sorry. And he's got a promised rematch, and I'm like, fucking bend me over, call me Susan, and make me come. God already, Jesus. And
it'll
so
surprise
Ruka,
nobody. I kind of like
was kind of a mess. You would. He fights it for honor. And then Briggs was like, "You not fight for honor." Javon Evans and Jasper, exactly.
That's not a discipline.
You not have a discipline. You fight for honor. Javon.
But here's what's gonna happen. By the time he gets his next title shot, this is my prediction now, long-term storytelling and all that, because, the culling is still a thing, but they got rid of Brooks Jensen.
Yeah.
Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs are going to reform their tag team. For that to happen, Briggs and Inamura has to break up. Let Inamura be a singles guy. Him and Briggs will go their separate ways. Be like, if you must go. Anyway, I don't know why I'm doing that.
Miss you. Baby.
So next time
was a bit disappointing though, right? I mean, it kind of fell apart in some ways, a bit clunky.
It did, but I think also they had to. Soul saved it. I like Izzy. Again, it's one of those like, watching people put the pieces. Like part of watching NXT is being really forgiving because you are bringing in indie people from elsewhere, but you are bringing in people that are learning on the job.
Exactly.
So, yes.
So.
Am I guilty of giving NXT a lot of leeway? Yes. Do I think they deserve a lot of leeway? Also, yes.
They're still learning.
but I think they were also setting the palette for tonight. Like a lot of what happened last night was setting the palette for tonight. So I
Yeah.
think there was a little bit, not that you should, because people wrestle every night some places, but like there was
Granted.
probably a mentality of like keep a little in the tank.
Yeah, because you have to
but
go
yeah,
ahead.
it wasn't
So
great.
wrestled on SmackDown. She wrestled here. Like there's been a lot going on. So
Yeah, I didn't mind the like one representative of each team to preview the pay-per-view match that they did on SmackDown. SmackDown was a lot of fun for a lot of reasons, actually, now that I think of it. I don't know if you guys touched on the Wyatt Six of the new tag champions.
Yes.
yes,
We
that
did.
was
SmackDown, for me, I don't know. It's been a miss for me lately. I like Raw and NXT, but SmackDown is just.
I think
I don't know.
I didn't mind it being 3 hours. A lot of people did. I think with it being 2 hours, they're gonna like start condensing a lot of stuff and make
Everything
it'll force
feels rushed.
but it'll force them to do a little less extra, because to fill the 3 hours, I think they were doing a little bit extra, which, like I
Yeah.
say, if you're somebody like me who, more is more, then that's one thing. But if you're somebody that's not necessarily like me with the more is more, maybe it wasn't
Saturday
for
night's
you,
main
so they're
event
gonna
only
find their way,
had
right?
4 matches, and they still couldn't even fit in Goldberg's speech when one of their matches got cut very short. You
Yeah.
certainly felt it, and then the main.
I
event
can't believe
was
they went to
fun.
commercial break when there was 3 minutes left.
I know. I don't know why they did that. They couldn't not have one break, but I know it's local shows, so. Yeah, all in all, tonight was a success. The poll is a little surprising, actually. 12% for Saturday night's main event, 62% Evolution 2, 25% for All in Texas. Interesting. All in all, I don't know. Evolution was damn good. This might have been my favorite show. This was.
I think Evolution was my favorite show as well.
It was my
Who could have
favorite
possibly
show
called
of
the triple threat being
2018.
the opener?
You and I said that would happen. I said if it wasn't going to main event, it had to open, and we did get that one
should've been
legitimately right. You got a lot of things correct, but I did get that one correct with you. I did say that Rhea had to be the main event. I'm not thrilled with the cash in. I don't love Naomi. Her and Jade did decent.
The
final spot
Wait, you said
was
Rhea
ruined
had
for
to
me.
be the main event? Like, meaning that she should have, or?
Yeah, she should have been the main event. I feel like
I don't agree
that
with
was
that at
right.
all. Because Rhea and
she's the biggest star in the company. The build didn't call for it. Yeah.
But Bailey and Becky aren't any slouches. They have a resume for themselves, and I think their build.
Oh no, they're fantastic. That's why I wanted them to be the opening match.
I think they should have been the main event over Rhea and Io, because build-wise, I think that triple threat match deserved the main event.
All right, so let's get into the main event. We know that we were live on Peacock. They were at the State Farm Arena again in Atlanta, Georgia. We got Joe Tessitore bringing out Stephanie McMahon. Love seeing her. They had Katy Perry singing Rise, not in person, but that was the opener. A bunch of pyro went off in the ring. We start off with the women's triple threat for the women's IC titles.
My main event.
Yes. So Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, Bailey. We saw what got them here. Becky's been the heel, holding on to that belt. Lyra wants it back, and Bailey wants revenge for being taken out of Mania. This was excellent. There was so much great storytelling, in-ring work. Triple threats can be very difficult to navigate at times, especially when you don't have a 2-on-1 scenario built in. Everyone was attacking each other evenly. Yeah. Even in the short period where Becky and Bailey worked together to take out Lyra into the announcers table, like it was a very short-lived thing.
I will say, it was almost like, because they have the familiarity from like the Horsewoman days and whatever, it feels like they were like fighting against their own better instincts, that like they have teamed together before. They fell back into it like an old routine, even though they don't like each other anymore. I think the mental side of that was put across particularly well.
Lyra hitting her former top rope finisher on the two of them when the leg drop one there. I forget the name of it. Something, whatever. Bird lady. That was a this is awesome thing, and Lynch hit the DDTs on both of them, the inverted DDTs. Like, that was cool. A bunch of near falls. The Nightwing finisher that she hit, was really cool on Becky. But Bailey breaks up the pin. They did a really good job about like breaking up. So Bailey finally gets the rose plant. She covers Lyra. And then all of a sudden, Becky runs in. She grabs Bailey. She does a simple backslide, but that's it. Gets the 3 count. This
Well,
was
it
That
wasn't
pin
though.
looked beautiful. That
It wasn't.
roll-up
It wasn't
pin.
though because the other two were in the pinning combination. She double hooked the arms and rolled her over.
and rolled her over. That's what
Like
I'm
it
saying.
was a float over almost.
Exactly,
It was
but I'm
cl-
saying such a
that pin
simple
was clean.
maneuver. It wasn't a finisher. It was just a simple roll up, basically, essentially that she did.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it
technical as it
wasn't the
was.
simple. It wasn't the simple like
The
reverse
typical,
roll
yeah,
up. Oh my
onto the
god, they
legs,
stole one.
low
Oh my
blow.
god, they stole one that you see
No,
on like
this
every
this
week.
was technical. It was suave. It was mastering. I was excited for the finish. I wanted something afterwards. Give me something. Where does this go from here? Lyra could have turned. We could have gotten something more. Something. It needed
Well,
something.
if Lyra was going to turn, it would have made sense for Bailey to win.
Lyra's floating. She's no, because I think Becky could have retained, and then Bailey just could have, because essentially Becky was getting beat, then Bailey had it, and you could see Lyra just snap from not winning. There's ways to, even if she didn't turn, where does the story go from here? Do we just have Bailey and Lyra feud, and now Becky moves on, or it doesn't take away by any major margin. Certainly,
No.
this is a 4.5 star, triple threat, hot, awesome.
But you're
way to open up the show.
you're looking for some look ahead.
Yes, I just wanted
Again,
something
that's
to have
fair.
a little bit of foresight because everything is such a rush build. I just want to know a little bit ahead of time for some things without
stand
knowing
on
the
this one. I
match.
think this should
I
have
want to
been the main
know a little
event
bit of the
still.
story. Yeah, it could have been the main event. I mean,
I will say if you had done a sudden turn with Lyra, it would be reminiscent of what we saw at All In, where there was also a triple threat. It just happened to be for the tag titles. We didn't win. Time to turn on my adopted dad and break his neck with a chair because we didn't win a tag title match.
no, and I mean, really, you're
I was
not
happy.
wrong.
I was happy to see Edge back and everything, and
Yeah.
like the whole "go find yourself" thing was a nice callback. But man, we just flipped the switch and said, "Okay, this story is over now."
Yeah, it was a little.
And we know
Little-
why. I'm
little
gonna be
abrupt,
there in
'cause you're gonna be
Toronto.
there,
There's
we
gonna be a
said.
tag team. There's gonna be a tag team match with Edge and Christian versus Revival. Oh, except we
Uh-oh.
can't use any of those names.
Oh, you said Toronto.
Who calls him Coke, though? I want to know.
Sorry, can't help it.
he's playing
But no, I'm just playing you two here. You're gonna have to hear each other for a second, but we are gonna go to a live press conference update that Brendan just sent me. Thank you very much. Triple H addressing Seth Rollins' injury. So let's go ahead and get into this. Hold on, so many things to click. I'm curious to see. It says update about Seth and Raw. So hold on. Make way for my bad clipping. There we go. Okay. And
Everybody here will ask about Seth. I'll just say right now, a little bit inconclusive. Doesn't look good, but he will. We're in Birmingham tomorrow. He came here tonight. He was not going to miss his wife's performance tonight. He is here, or was here.
he was there on crutches and limping, they said. So that was not good either. He saw Becky perform, and then he's going, obviously, I had heard to, obviously, Birmingham, see Dr. Andrews tomorrow, get an MRI, all that, but this is not good.
He'll be in Birmingham tomorrow with Dr. Dugas.
No, Dugas, not Andrews, excuse me.
We'll get MRI and
Figure they could pay for somebody better than Doogie Howser, but
see where we can go with that. But in order to sort of see where we go from there, tomorrow there will be a gauntlet match on Raw, maybe one of the biggest gauntlet matches we've ever done, I think. Penta, LA Knight, CM Punk, Braun Breaker, and Jey Uso to determine who will go to SummerSlam to face Gunther.
possibly the biggest of all time. It is Checks Notes.
So LA
CM
Knight's just
Punk
on Raw now, right?
and biggest match of all time. LA Knight. Bucks that say? Penta? Bronson Reed? No, Braun Breaker? Did I say Punk? I said
other
I
Bronson.
fucking said Punk. Like what? The biggest match of all time. CM Punk.
Here's the thing. I can very easily defend. I can very easily defend it being the biggest gauntlet ever. It's got the biggest thing on the line ever. You're gonna go for the
You're
World
gonna face
Heavyweight
Gunther,
Championship.
and he just killed Goldberg.
You're gonna face Goldberg for the world title at one of the main events of the first ever 2-night SummerSlam.
And is that a main event, Spaz? Is it?
Everything that WWE though is the biggest thing ever.
It is.
Well, that's because they keep growing while the other team doesn't so much. It's going to be CM Punk. Let's be real for a second. CM Punk
they did have a
versus
packed
Gunther.
house for All in Texas. I will give them that. I told them they did a great job. I wish Darby's thing was a bit better. I mean, it wasn't a 10 out of 10 by any means, but I was entertained. I'll give them that. Evolution to me just meant more. There was more that I cared about here. I have a great, like I said before, affinity for wrestling, but NXT and I just gel. There's something about it because I like some of the, I want to try something. I don't know if it will work. All right.
Yes.
You know, Roxanne's going to be all right, well, who's going to be out on a skateboard next? Who's going to be sleeping with a stuffy animal? Like this. All right. You guys are starting up a college university and you're mafia dons. Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to out your plan, but I just wanted to know. I did check your GoFundMe too. It's still at $0, but we're working on it. We're trying to send Cody back to Universal. So
you and I had a really good. I mean, you and I land in a very similar space on a lot of things. But when we did our preview for Great American Bash, we had a nice friendly debate about the Yoshiki Inamura Obafemi match and why he was in that spot and whatever. But it comes from that it's NXT, so you can kind of experiment with things. We talked about Miles Bourne, which I think was a success. Yoshiki Inamura, I don't like that they were so heavy-handed with, hey, Josh Briggs interfering is the story, but get Briggs away from Inamura and run this match back once, just one-on-one. Because they both kind of in the backstage area like showed each other respect. Obafemi was like, "Look, I'm sorry, like your friend's being a dick, but
I'll give you another
fight
match
again soon. Well, I'll give you another match." And Yoshiki was like, "Thanks for the opportunity. I'm sorry about my friend and whatever." So there's a mutual respect between the two of them. Down the line, I do want to see that match again because before the Briggs stuff kicked in,
but I appreciate they went on. They told a good story. I just because I'm not crazy about the participant doesn't mean I'm not hating on. They have a match. They have forethought. They put stuff into the future. There's 2 matches now again set up for both of them. There's the turn coming. Like there's a lot there. That's what I'm saying.
What we've said about NXT for a while now, with the women's division kind of being in the driver's seat and the women's division often occupying the main event, it affords them the opportunity to be a little bit more experimental with the men's division, the same way they would if the men's division was leading the charge. And if Obafemi had a solid challenger that was main eventing, they could do something a little bit more experimental with the women. But the women have been kicking ass in NXT for going on a year and a half now?
Yeah, they really, really need to focus on the men's side more. I mean, Trick was their guy for a bit, and now he's got the TNA title. For how long, we don't know, but we don't know if Dark State's in his pocket.
And they're busy. They're busy invading TNA. So
right. And speaking of NXT, I have resin and lipstick on me.
I think the whole story about apparently Matt Cardona is gonna gather together a team of. He did, and she was referring to herself as, "I'm going to go for the title of Indie God," and now she's calling herself Indie Godzilla.
He low blows her like a half dozen times. It doesn't work. She low blows him. Eventually she wins the match. Very funny though, but I
haven't seen this.
Then she goes and shows up
to another show and
she went
Indy,
to House
right?
of Glory. While the main event is going on, she gets there like just in time as it ends. Literally, not like as a shoot, like she just made it. Shows up in the side door, walks in, they cut the lights, and she beats the shit out of Indy when the lights come on. Like fucking, she's in her Indie revolution. Great on her. I can't wait to see what comes next.
Sorry,
I'm so excited.
I know not everything's a roundabout to get back to WWE, but Indy Hartwell is also in TNA. Indy Hartwell has a prominent match at Slammiversary with Tessa Blanchard.
Yes.
So do we see Shotzi Blackheart attack Indy Hartwell at Slammiversary?
I think so.
if does the tank pull up?
Not yet.
I want to see her. If she's gonna keep calling herself Indie Godzilla, I want to see her borrow that big coat from Bronson Reed with the lizard on the shoulder.
That would be great. But while talking about former NXT and NXT, we had JC Jane with, Fatal Influence coming out with Jordan Grace. And this match was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't great, but it was very good. Here's the thing. I don't hate the ending. I was kind of expecting the turn once they replayed the video in the introduction package. Grace had a really great sit-out powerbomb, but most of it was her being triple teamed and Blake really not coming to her defense all that much. Then all of a sudden, Blake drops Fallon Henley with a big headbutt, and she grabs the belt away from them. She looked like she went to hit JC, but then they reversed the Irish whip, and she ends up hitting Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace then gets, hit with the discus punch. She gets pinned. JC Jane wins. But then, is it accidental? Then Monroe was like kind of scowling, and then afterwards she made it no. So Monroe and Grace are going to feud.
She kind of hands JC her title back and kind of like walks away stoically and then kind of smiles back.
Yeah.
And the only thing is, it's not going to make any sense. If she's joining Fatal Influence, that's a bit shit.
I don't think so. I don't think that's. I think they're going to feud at some point too. I just think she's going to be a heel. They just see her as a heel. She's better as a heel. She just is. Even as a face the other day with Jordan Grace, she was a face for one fucking week, basically. Like realistically.
I said it before, and I'm going to repeat myself on your show because I haven't been on your show in a while. I'm going to try and fix that a little bit, but I like the idea of JC Jane being the one that goes to TNA and loses the title, because it's the winner of this match was going to go off to the TNA Slammiversary show and go title for title with Masha Slamovich.
Yeah.
It made sense. JC Jane has already been establishing a rivalry with Masha Slamovich. So Jordan Grace would have been,
and then now they go ahead, they get through this, and then Jordan Grace goes on to beat Masha, who took away her belt, and she gets both the NXT and TNA title. Could be very big. I don't know. I don't know if they do it.
JC Jane is somebody that Masha Slamovich can be a uber babyface to the heel. It is going to be sort of equaling the score, so to speak. They took one of TNA's titles, so they're going to take one of NXT's titles.
That's what I'm saying. So Masha will win, but who's she going to face after? I think it'll be Jordan. That's what I'm saying. I think down the line they'll build it back up. You don't think so?
I think it's
so Jordan Grace never gets the title win, or what?
I think Jordan Grace. I still say that Jordan Grace should be the NXT champion sooner than later.
But do you think she's gonna win it, because that's what I'm gonna say. Like, I don't know if she's gonna be down there that much longer.
She doesn't need to be in NXT. Like she had the chance to go to the main roster, but
as much as people want to say WWE is petty, and occasionally they are, I do think there is a sarcastic value to say, not only AEW did we steal one of your most popular women's stars, we're sending them off to another company to represent NXT and be the one that brings the title back.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you'd have to do it in quick, fast succession. It would have to be like the next TNA pay-per-view and the next TNA pay-per-view, and then it's done, right?
Yeah.
JC Jane loses to Masha Slamovich. Masha Slamovich gets the awesome, like, historic thing of being the double-branded champion, which is cool for her. Masha Slamovich deserves the fucking world. But you send heel Mariah May to TNA to be the one to get the glory and the grandeur of bringing the NXT title back to NXT, and then Jordan Grace interrupts her celebration, becomes the challenger, takes her out, has like a 1 month run, and then drops it to I don't know who.
Okay, so I don't hate that, and it makes sense.
Mariah May being the one to go down to Mariah May being the one to take it.
And then Jordan beating her.
TNA.
I just don't know how long she's going to be down there. Mariah does not need to be down in NXT either. Like, Stephanie did probably even longer, but she was learning English. She was, so it was a good match. I didn't mind the finish. It was a bit creative because it kind of makes her look, maybe she didn't do it intentionally, but she just took it. We'll see. Then we got into the women's tag match, and this was possibly my favorite match of the entire women's show tonight on Evolution because of how well they sold here. They got Charlotte over finally. They did such a good rehab job.
I was
going to
say fuck selling and fuck the value of the match for a second. The Alexa Bliss Charlotte Flair thing is working.
They are rehabbing her image with Alexa. She saved Alexa from the spear, and the crowd ate that up like she just like just brought Jesus back from the dead at this point. Like holy hell, it was like
when was the last time Charlotte got a hot? When was the last time Charlotte got a hot tag from anybody?
Hot tag. That crowd erupted. That was a major call out. That was a that was a big one there, but oh my god, the Kabuki Warriors were kind of a non-entity for most of this. It felt like Sol Ruka,
Asuka out there
loved
Asuka
it.
out there, she looking like she got her Saudi Rumble outfit a year early.
Yes,
looked like a fucking astronaut. I love Asuka. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But whatever she was, especially when you see her partners in like not a spacesuit.
Yeah. So seeing Bliss and Zarya was great. Alexa was certainly the most popular of the night. Like the reaction she got at the Rumble doesn't beats tonight, but tonight was still great. The reception they gave to these women all night, the audience was great.
My God, yeah.
So good.
There's
I
a
still
moment
wish we got to see this. I'm so upset. I was watching it just so defeated. I was like, oh. The happy pills didn't help. I really wanted to see this one live. Flair got such a great reaction, like you said, with the hot tag, saving Alexa. Getting Rodriguez to throw people over the ring was cool. Lash eventually looked like a huge threat in the Battle Royal, but I miss her and Jakara being a tag team. I feel like they would have been better than the Kabuki Warriors in this, honestly.
I will say in the Battle Royal, Lash Legend and Zelina Vega coming face to face or face to stomach.
Yeah, face to stomp.
There was a lot of, you don't realize it, and like we get hyped about somebody like Rhea Ripley, we get hyped about somebody like Zarya, like individually. You don't realize how many powerhouses WWE has in their women's division right now until you start stacking them up.
Yeah, you got Raquel, you got Rhea, you got Zarya. I mean, there's a lot, and you just keep building. You got Nikki Bella. I mean, the right people won. Judgment Day should win here if they're gonna keep them together, and then they should all be draped in gold until they do the turn where Finn turns on Dom and all that breaks apart. Roxanne was. They all sold so well, Charlotte especially, but. The one spear Charlotte did, she did like Moose style where she went ass over tea kettle for it.
Yeah, she does the roll through. Yeah,
she's been doing that lately. I'm not crazy about it, but it looked great here against Roxanne. Like that was cool. Her getting the pop rocks on Charlotte looked good too.
The spear roll through, it looks more believable on somebody like Charlotte, who's a little longer, a little I don't want to say slim like she's small, but like she's slimmer than fucking Moose. Like Moose, Moose hitting the spear and then acting like he has to roll through it looks awkward. And I like Moose. I like Moose as an act. That's why I don't like the system. You cannot tell me somebody like Moose does not need backup.
That's the thing. And the system themselves, they've never been great. So
no. Well, it looks like we're slowly teasing Cardona and Myers coming back together.
That's what I'm saying. The participants have not been great. Really?
Well, you and I have harped on it for ages. All 4 members of the system are awesome individual acts. Or not awesome. Brian Myers is a tad boring, but the other ones all have like their niche in wrestling. It's just they don't work as a group because it's like somebody said, "What do you want on your ice cream?" Well, I want some clusters. Like. This is what the system is.
You're not wrong there. I mean,
the one thing I would want to see, except it doesn't work because they're both heels, if they're going to put somebody up against Dark State at Slammiversary, just do Dark State versus the. I mean, you can't because my what's his name is facing Moose for the X Division title. Yeah. But like, have Moose do double duty. It's fine.
He could do double. He could do triple. I know her name's not Mariah. It's Blake Monroe. I'm lack of sleep and will forever do that. It's going to take me a while to really get that locked in my brain, but
I'm still trying to call Ricky Starks Ricky Saint.
I keep doing that all the time too, and I want to call.
It's hard to.
You know, it's just it happens all the time. I want to call Moose. I want to call Inamura. I want to call Soul, and I can't. It sucks, but don't want to get canceled. So
Soul Ruka, I know it was a tag team match, but she was having a pretty solo stellar night.
She did great on SmackDown. She did great yesterday, as her own. And then tonight, Stephanie was talking about her with the
Soul Snatcher.
The Soul Snatcher. Come out of anywhere, even into somewhere. Yeah.
I'd like to snatch up Soul.
No doubt about it. I mean, who wouldn't? I got that reloaded.
The one thing, and I'm going back to the Charlotte thing, and it's only like one spot in the match where they do the backbreaker into the spear thing that Zarya and Sol Ruka do, and Charlotte pulls her out at the last minute, and everybody sort of fell away, and you see Bliss like not like they're all of a sudden best friends, but like for a split second they kind of like fell into each other's arms just to make sure each other were okay.
Yeah,
and the other team.
That's what I'm saying. Like the believability of it felt real. There was moments where there was certain.
I really like them together a lot.
But
I'm just saying in that spot, it was because by pulling her away, obviously Zarya speared her own partner, right?
Yeah.
So in that moment, you saw one team together and one team fall apart over the span of about 3 seconds.
Exactly.
I thought it was a
the
really
dichotomy between the two.
I feel like the whole match was
sort
of. It wasn't the end of the match, but it feels like the match that was the moment of the match.
Yeah. No. And it was a real sweet spot for sure, and everybody delivered excellently, and it wasn't just like the reaction looking scared. The way they sold in this match, every hit, these women, like you said, had something to prove. This was one hell of an outing. This was incredible. I loved this. This was great. And
you gotta believe as well, like this should be like, I know it's not a singles title, but this should be the most sought out championship if you're a female wrestler in WWE, because this is the title that gets you on all 3 shows. It gets you 3 times as much exposure, or it should anyway. Like it should be the title that means you get to show up on Monday, you get to show up on Tuesday, you get to show up on Friday, show up and show out 3 times as much as anybody else.
Yeah.
So the fact that it was like almost mad dash and scramble for most of it fit. Like it fits what we think this title should mean. Jordan Grace out there in her Logan Paul colors.
And hey, you know what? It worked. It did.
Who's that? Okay, I saw the picture over your shoulder just now because I'm kind of watching the stream.
Yes.
That tiny referee that looks like friggin' Liv Morgan and Julia Hart had a baby. Where did she come from?
Oh, my current favorite new referee. Yes. Yes, indeed. Hold on, I'm looking for the info here. Hold on, let me find.
Tiny.
She was she's been busy. She's been busy. Yeah. One of my new favorites. Absolutely.
Oh my.
Some reason I really can't figure it out.
I literally like. Speaking again of people that don't get utilized enough in AEW, I genuinely for a second there, I'm like, how the fuck did that happen?
No, because I really wanted to know. I was asking, and Wapo was like, "Oh, tell me," or I believe it was him. He was like, "Tell me you're simping when you're simping," and I'm like, "No, I want to know how did you go from like that career and modeling and all this stuff to refereeing?" And I guess she went for a tryout, and then they just were like, "Hey, we don't want you as a wrestler, but here's this option." And we know that Jessica Carr is wrestling as well, so she's been working with Evolve and Independence. It's not an impossible transition. I've always been enamored and love refereeing. That's always been like something Earl Hebner was one of my favorites. Charles Robinson has been fucking destroyed so many times recently. Got laid out by Cena and Goldberg and fucking Punk, and he's been beat. That boy has been beat. But
did you guys watch the kickoff to Evolution?
Yes, with Big E.
Did you? Yeah. I was in and out of it. I was watching our friends over at the Wrestling for Life Network. Those guys
Sorry,
have
really
done a
quick.
marathon
Her name
this
is
weekend. Yeah.
Victoria De
I didn't catch
Erico.
all of it.
So you know Victoria De Erico, and she's had a journey unlike any other. She was a lingerie model. Then she went ahead and she was a barstool boxing champion. Then
Wow.
yeah, she had some other type of like she, instead of pursuing a traditional wrestling career, she embraced the role of referee, a critical but often underappreciated part of the business. Like, she's done a lot of other things though on the way up, and she's been involved in like crazy athletic competitions as well as being incredibly beautiful. So like it was just, I was like, how do you become a ref when you're a boxer, a fighter, and an attempted Olympian, like all these things, and record breaker? And it was just like, oh. So Victoria De Erico, awesome to see. They've got more meat coming in. But yes, continue. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say because I was in and out because obviously I'm gonna shout out
Soul Snatcher. I got you in and out. Yeah, buddy. Evolution.
God damn it.
The soul snatcher, because I think it could come
Anyways,
out of
no,
anywhere.
gonna do what I always do. Shout out our friends over at the Wrestling for Life
Shout
Network.
them out.
Watch along.
Yeah. All right, sorry.
Hell yeah.
I can't hear your sound effects. It's sad.
I know. You can, but then you just gotta hear yourselves. And
I just gotta say shout out to those guys because they did a marathon. They started during the what was it? The all-in 0 hour at 1 o'clock, and they ended at the end of.
Actually, I think they were live at like noon 30. Like they were
something like that, yeah,
because they started before that. They had people like getting in there, and I stopped in a couple of times. I was actually gifted a membership, which was cool. So awesome to see that happening.
Oh yeah, there's a guy in there, Jonathan something, who he's like handing out memberships like it's going out of style.
Yeah,
but no,
like, here you go, here you go.
So I'm usually watching those guys when I'm watching the shows. They do the best watch along content out there on YouTube. It's not something I would do, but shout out to them because they're doing it really great. The people, anybody out there that used to watch What Culture when they did it, imagine not quite so corporate.
Yes.
Ish.
And
I like the What Culture guys that did
they have more freedom. They're less restricted.
Well, they're doing their own thing, right?
And Conman is always fun, but he's getting ready to be married, I believe. So he's been not covering as much. So he's that's coming up anytime now, I believe. So congrats to him. And I like doing watch-alongs to a certain extent. It's fun if you have a group of people to do it with, but I prefer the review setting. I like this. I like engulfing it all, consuming it my way, and then going ahead and finishing right here in front of you folks.
I suggest to watch alongs, and he always gets mad and says, "No, what did I tell you about that?" And he tries to fire me all the time.
You stupid!
Sends people to my house.
Yeah, but as long as you've got more hiring slips than firing slips, you still have a job. Anyways, point being is because of that, I didn't catch all the kickoff, but I did catch they were doing some like little 5-minute documentary things, and they did one on Daphne LaShonde and Jessica Carr.
Yeah, which was cool.
The first WWE main roster female referee is Jessica Carr. Yep. Obviously, the first black female referee to referee a main event at a WrestleMania in Daphne LaShonde, and obviously breaking the barriers over. Obviously, when the ladies went over to Saudi and those type of break the glass ceiling, whatever you want to call them, moments. And I think it's pretty cool because as you say, like, they're a critical cog in the wheel, and unlike the wrestlers, they've got definitely more than one match a night to do, and they are the point of communication for everybody once the wrestlers are in the ring. So kind of like, yes, in
those
this case,
IEMs are crazy that they have too. I looked into it more, and they are really, really crazy expensive.
Yeah, obviously we're focusing on the ladies because it's the ladies pay-per-view, but just in general, I would love to see them do a couple things like this. Like do something like that on the commentators at some point. It's just a nice little extra bit for the people that don't typically get the chance to be the topic of the conversation.
Ooh, you're not dead, my time traveling lawyer. Nice of you to be here. Oh, you'll have to go back and see me with the full outfit. I do have the makeup going still, but the lipstick's waned.
Okay, Does your lawyer have an update on that Universal situation?
Your GoFundMe is still at $0, but we're gonna get you back there, bud. We're gonna get you to ride the ride that fucked you up. Don't you worry. We're working on it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And
But what if it fucks me up again?
You got to go back on a ride at least. Like, that was fun, right? I mean, you don't even remember what ride it was. So here, I mean, seeing you in a dress though, that was a highlight of my night. I mean, we had you on display earlier as well too. So you know, it was a bit.
I feel like if I was here more, I'd be in on the jokes.
This match, Trish, do you know what the joke is? It's just that it's Cody.
Oh dear.
I can't fire him though, because he got this Guatemalan lawyer, and he's pretty effective. Deals with copyrights usually.
Jake, it's okay. You don't have to spare my feelings. You can be honest. You can't fire him because your other co-host is super unreliable.
Well, there's that too. I mean, and he shows up, so I mean that's part of it. But
that came out of nowhere. I don't know.
I was working on AI, Cody, so you know.
Once the tariffs came into play, I had to start charging you more.
AI.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you, but
so that
Canada's
that's what all
just
the
our
hype was
retarded
about.
cousin
AI Cody,
anyways.
that
51st
fat
state
princess looking Cody.
Yes.
That was your AI Cody.
We have the best terrorists.
No, the
They're
AI
fantastic.
Cody was the image you sent me trying to pass off that this was you in a dress. All right, that bullshit. The best dress. Because there's no list, just this.
They're fantastic.
But then when I yelled at you and told you, get your ass outside, I told you this afternoon, go to grandma's, borrow a dress, and it worked. All right? Not
You
the
started
best
moving
photo
your
in the world,
hands all
but-
weird when we were doing dress picking. You're like, nobody knows dresses better than me. I mean,
am I wrong? It's
I
slimming, it's
started-
fit. I look
I started
good.
feeding ice cubes to the alligators for no particular reason.
My wig went that way
Fantastic.
somewhere, but
Crushed ice. Crushed ice.
granted,
So
I don't have much to say about Trish and Tiffany. It happened. It was good. It was a good showing for Trish.
It was a good short match.
Possibly her
Didn't
last
go too
match.
long.
It was an 8-minute outing. It was fun for the segment. It didn't have any build. It didn't have any payoff. It was just she's going to
It was an
face the queen of
exhibition.
the ring.
It was an
She's going to
exhibition.
take on Jade. Yeah. So Jade's going to be champ and Naomi's going to be champ. Interesting.
And for something
But they call
like
it WWE
this-
racist, right?
We're still going to hear tomorrow about how they're so terrible, so bigoted. They've never given Naomi anything. I guarantee it. But yeah, no. As far as this match, like obviously a little bit biased. My hometown girl getting a title match, kind of out of nowhere. Pause.
Yeah. Into
But
somewhere.
Tiff and Trish, like you can look at it as sort of, hey, you were there for me when I needed a tag team partner back when Spaz was there, and we put the chamber in the dome. So my way of thanking you is giving you a title match. Like it doesn't have to be like the Iliad. It might be a one-page story, but like
Did
a
you say
one-page story can
dome?
also be.
Yeah, no, but you're right, and that was the thing. Like that had at least a bit more to it. This was just few signature spots. She kicked out of it. It made Tiffy look very strong. Certainly made her look effective. They showed a lot of legends there. Like it was a cool moment for her to get that big thank you and a great reaction from this crowd. But that's all there was to it. Jade and Naomi, they beat the hell out of each other. These two, like they really. They had some moments. What took me out of it the most was the ending, because they're going to do the table spot and they're going to do the jaded through the table, through the Slim Jim table.
Yep.
And you see Naomi, Jade goes, okay, 1, 2, I believe. And then Jade, she's like, you ready? And then Naomi nods her head yes. And then they go through. And it's like, I know you need the cooperation. It just really took me out of it to hear her so loudly call the spots, which happens. Bianca,
The reason I will give that a pass is like obviously we've been watching wrestling long enough. We can see when wrestlers are talking to each other.
I called what moves were gonna happen. Yeah, what moves are gonna happen when my wife walked in. I'm like, oh look, this is gonna happen. She laughs.
The jaded is kind of like the what the hell is it called? What's Miz's finisher called?
The skull crushing finale.
Skull crushing finale.
Yeah, because you're facing forward and they're
BFT,
facing forward, so
yeah.
you're not face to face. So like it's not like, oh, I'm gonna hit somebody with a DDT. They're under my arm. They can say something. They're literally facing outward, facing towards the crowd, facing away
so
from
you
me.
need some
So
type of
it is a maneuver where the communication is a little bit more convoluted. Is that a good way to say it?
Yeah, it needs to be heavier handed.
I will say, like, for all the, like, I don't like Naomi. I just, she's the Hangman Page of WWE.
She does nothing for me, never has.
Exactly.
I never liked her matches. I don't like her character.
That being said,
I appreciate her more than Bianca, though. Bianca's good in the ring, but Bianca's character's been lacking too. Like, there's so many other people that I like. You know, Lash Legend being one of them. There's people on the way. This was not great.
Here's the thing, right? Bianca, I've never liked the character because I don't think they found one that she thinks is good, but they put her out there as a babyface with all the mannerisms of a heel. Like, she's all like
smiling,
obnoxious and snappy. No, the obnoxious and the snappy, and I'm better than everybody, and this and that. And I'm going to use my hair as a weapon, but yet I'm a babyface, right?
Yes.
But Bianca Belair in the ring is a beast.
Oh yeah, she
like,
delivers.
She goes.
100%.
Whereas Naomi doesn't.
The character doesn't deliver. She doesn't deliver in the ring. She's not delivering in promos. She sounds like she's screaming and confused. She loses her spot.
That being said,
worse than me tonight. Like, she's just all over the place. And
but that being said, no, the reason why I'm coming around to this is I maintain that opinion. I didn't hate her in this match.
No, this match was not terrible.
I think
they did the spot with the
together.
chain, and they tried to choke each other, and then they're using it as a weapon. The toolbox was good. The throw to the outside, trying to grab Jade's eye on the table leg was turned upside down, and Naomi was laughing like an evil, sponsored bitch.
Can I nitpick something?
Yes.
Can I nitpick something?
No. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not saying that, like, one company should be dictated to by another company. If I was the booker for this match, just looking at how the All-In main event ended and knowing that you're going to be cursed by comparison because everything happened the same weekend, I might have taken out the chain spot.
I think
I might have.
Maybe
that's what I'm saying, like,
Hangman's chain, but that's like saying, like, oh, you can't use chairs in a match because they did. Like, it's generic enough for me. If it was a spot that, like, only AEW used, and then it'd be like, all right, that's really, if it was like really
Oh no, it didn't take away from the didn't take away from the match, but it was the only time in the match, or it was the only time in the show pretty much where I thought, oh, that's kind of like that.
I bet you the producers and likely the people in this match have no idea what happened on that show.
Fair.
To be honest with you, maybe some people in the company are like telling Triple H, "Hey, this happened." Like, they have reports.
If you listen to the people on social media that have nothing to do with the actual running of WWE, they'll tell you that there's a TV in Gorilla where they were all watching All In and trying to match things up and
yeah. I guarantee, like, at times they've had things on, and I know Vince did have, like, Dynamite on at one point because they were checking things, and especially in the beginning, but I just wish the cash-in, I agree. I wish the cash-in didn't happen tonight. I know why they did it, because JD put out a tweet earlier, and I got to agree with him, as crazy as that may sound. Maybe I'm a few bells loose of a ringing bell, because Naomi's like, ring the bell, and they already rang the bell. And then she's waiting to use the briefcase to hit her, and she's like, and then they're like, ring the bell again.
But here's the thing, though, even if they didn't ring the bell, why do you need the bell to ring for you to attack her with a weapon?
Yes. You're going to DQ the match and end it before it.
I guess. It's funny that you mentioned this, right?
In a DQ and the match would be over, I guess, if they didn't turn it into a triple threat.
It's funny that you mention JD, not somebody I like to mention very often because he is a bit of a wingnut, right? But it says something for the state of Twitter that he's gotten himself into so many situations that whoever he's arguing with is so much more off the deep end that he's the one that's right.
Yeah. And
like,
JD,
he's getting targeted by Sean Ross. Sean Ross Sapp wants to fight him, apparently.
Yes.
Ricochet was threatening him, and I'm like, Ricochet, you look like a toe. Fuck off.
Everybody is trying to get under his skin. He was.
Oh, he's got the
basically-
thinnest skin in the IWC. But like
They're
the people
calling
that
him
are
late at
fucking
night and it's getting him riled up. But
no, but the people that are fucking with him are so much more off the deep end than he is. And think about the ground that covers.
yes, basically he said that a cash in was coming because they needed some big, save. Did they save the best for last? The show was very good, but he's like, oh, I effing called it. He's like, given the nature of how WWE didn't steal the headlines away from AEW the way they had hoped this weekend, especially with the Goldberg finish being the way it was, I could absolutely see them potentially doing a Naomi cash-in tonight on Tiffany Stratton. They need something to spark discussion in a good way. That might be the trick. Well, he was kind of right, but
Right.
they did have a cash-in. So, JD, you weren't 100% right, but half right.
All you can hope
but I'll
for
still
is
give you
50.
something. Exactly. 50-50. Hey, you still got heads. Jade Cargill, nah. People are saying this is the best match of her life. She took more bumps than ever. I don't know, Cell Monster. This was not the match of her life. Bianca did nothing here. She was such a non-entity. Her being the ref, they could have just had a ref that was already there. Why did she need to be involved? Oh, because she's Bianca. Of course she's going to get involved in stories that don't matter to her. You left to get away from this story, to be a part of something big.
Said that he might be right here because what matches are you thinking of Jade Cargill had better than this?
File not available.
Fuck. Battle Royal tonight. Battle Royal.
I like Jade Cargill too.
I do as well, but I mean, no, granted, really, she's not had many fantastic showings, and that's been the problem. She's looked green as, sick dog shit, and
Yeah, she came in with star power first, and she has that in spades, and the wrestling has got to catch up, and that's where I said she's the opposite of. They're in the same boat, but in opposite ways. Her and Lyra Valkyria. Like, Lyra's a great wrestler. I'm waiting for her to sort of step up as a character, and Jade's the exact opposite. She's got the character, she's got the star power, she's got the she enters the building and something's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so she's got to bring up the
that presence. It's just the in-ring has to build up.
Put Jade Cargill and Lyra Valkyria together, and they'd be the perfect wrestler.
Yeah, because Lyra is damn good in the ring, just missing that. That's something. Like you said, she needs that reinvention, that little bit.
Okay, why am I delayed from you guys? Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe try leaving and coming back, see if it helps. Sometimes this call is, perk up with the percolator.
Lots of perks tonight. Here's what I'm going to say about the cash-in, right? And I say this regardless of whether it was Naomi or not.
Who said
best match of the night was Rhea and Io. The opener, damn close second by like a hair, second. Right? But as far as like the star
right
power,
about that, especially with Evolution, it was a hair away, like that.
Yeah,
much.
Hair,
yeah, on hair.
We're not gonna say what kind of hair, right? If I want to be like representative for a second here, like the whole idea of Evolution is not to give something to the ladies because the ladies don't need something given to them, but it's their time to show up, show out. It's their time for their efforts to be recognized.
Yeah,
within the company, right?
Absolutely.
So how are you doing that by the two women that just about killed each other to put on the best match of the night, both going home empty-handed?
Okay, yeah, I get that.
I know that's the whole nature of the Money in the Bank. I'm not like trying to sweep it.
Well, that's why I said I wasn't happy with the cash, and it takes away from Rhea finally getting the story, or Io beating her again and being truly the best. Like either way. Yeah, there we go. I think it might have fixed itself.
Because I had this pause, and then I heard something about Solo Monster, and then I responded. I don't know if I responded to that late. I'm like, that was a botch.
I think it's just you're delayed, but don't worry. We're gonna get you back to Universal. We're gonna fix you. I'm thinking if we just take you on that ride in reverse.
My brain's delayed. Okay.
It might just.
We can rebuild you. We have the technology.
We can do it. We got it. No, you're right though, and the cash in. Quickly, any comments about the Battle Royal? We talked about it earlier, really. I mean, it was what it was. It had a few cool spots, but all in all, it came down to the ending, which was
Lash
great.
Legend
looked good.
Lash Legend eliminating Nia Jax was cool.
Yeah.
Who eliminated Nikki Bella? Because a lot of people online were saying whoever eliminates Nikki Bella is going to get a huge pop.
Lash Legend. Yeah, she hit her with a big boot and knocked her off. And then she did Nikki's little hip dance, and I was like, "Yeah, girl, get it."
Yeah.
And this jackass over here said that Nikki Bella was going to win the Battle Royal.
No.
Getting me going.
I thought it would have been really cool, like with the, like Jake says, the heel turn of Blake Monroe, which was kind of like expected, but also out of nowhere at the same time, into somewhere. Sorry.
Yes.
I thought it would have been cool for her to do that in the middle of the show and then come back towards the end of the show as the mystery last person in the match.
Yeah.
And then, because you could have her be in there and it's like, oh my God, this terrible person who's just done this terrible thing is now going to try and grab a spot for herself. And then out comes Jordan Grace, takes her out. Now they've each taken something from somebody, and now at the next show they've got a match.
They had a 21 Battle Royal, which was great. They had 20 participants, but no surprises. And they could have just told us, hey, that's all 20 names. Everybody we've shown you, that's it. And that would have been fine. No one would have complained, but they set themselves up. The Devil's Kiss being stopped was a fun spot. And then they finally got it again on the apron, too. So twice was good.
Did you see my pitch online while the Battle Royal was going on?
I did. You'll have to remind me, though. There's been so much tonight.
Okay.
I'll pull it back up, but
all the people like to complain that the pay-per-views are too long, even though they're bragging about pay-per-views being the longest ever.
Bragging about
the first time Tony Khan's been able to say that about anything. Here's my thing. Thanks for catching up, Cody. The one thing that I will not complain about is having 2 Royal Rumbles the same night in January, right? But I would be willing to go with people that say they should be separated. If you do the men's Royal Rumble at the Rumble, and if Evolution becomes a yearly thing, you do the women's Royal Rumble at Evolution for a SummerSlam.
I was going to say move Evolution. I was going to say move
idea.
Evolution to January. Actually, I don't know if that's a good idea or not. But
I don't know about moving it. I think you do one Royal Rumble, and then you can do something else for the women to get to WrestleMania.
But you want them both to get that opportunity at WrestleMania, right? Why do the men get WrestleMania and the woman get SummerSlam? You know.
Well, here's my point. Because WWE's brand new initiative is to make WrestleMania not the only huge event of the year. They're trying to make SummerSlam the second WrestleMania. So put that on the shoulders of the ladies. You've got this amazing division. They've done so much. Give that entire women's division SummerSlam as their project.
Yeah, and you were right. And they didn't say Mercedes, but they did say Sasha Banks.
They did say Sasha Banks because it was Sasha Banks.
Yes. But I'm just saying, I didn't hear that on the pre-show, so that was cool to at least they did that.
It was on the pre-show, and they mentioned it later in commentary. I think, obviously, sometime during the match, the opening match, because 2 of the 3 relevant horsewomen were in the first match, and the third one was in the tag match.
But I like that idea. I've said that if they're going to do a 2-night Rumble, then do it that way even. But having 2 Rumbles in the same night, 2 chambers, they can split up a lot of this. And it's not like you have to keep the men and women separate for everything. But
no,
go ahead and split it up.
I think you could do. We've talked this to death already, so I'm kind of going into autopilot. The way that they're doing WrestleMania 2 nights, SummerSlam 2 nights. If you do Royal Rumble 2 nights. You do a men's undercard for the night that there's the women's rumble and a women's undercard for the night that you do the men's rumble. That way everybody's available for both rumbles. That way you don't ever have somebody saying, oh, well, I know so-and-so's not in the rumble because they've got a match. Everybody gets to kind of space themselves out a little bit. You have make the rumbles always the main events. Then don't have those Royal Rumbles where you do a rumble and then there's a title match.
Yeah, exactly. So
it can be. Chamber is different. Chamber does not take up as much time as a rumble. I don't mind 2 chambers in a night.
You're not wrong. And really quick shout out to Arturo from Chile in the chat and so many others. We've got quite a cool international audience. So hola to those in Mexico. Hi to everybody that's Spain, Portugal, India. It goes quite quite abroad at times, everywhere but Russia. Goddamn Travis Scott. Glad we took care of that thing. But in any event, yeah. Shout out to the international audience. Make sure you guys are clicking subscribe, hitting the like button, checking out everybody that's part of the show in the description box down below. I'm not crazy about Stephanie winning this battle royal to go ahead and take on Naomi. I would have rather have seen it get wasted on Nikki Bella, honestly, if I knew that this was how it was going to end. For such a momentous occasion for Rhea and Io, for Naomi to win it, and not just because it's Naomi, but like anybody. I don't care if they had anybody, Stephanie Vacour, cash in here and win. I still would not be like, yay, I don't want to see a cash in. The story, it was Kenny Omega and O'Connor again, like the story of those two in this massive rivalry, and we're finally gonna have this insane conclusion, and Don Callis gets involved and their time gets cut and they never really get to that next gear. So with this,
Naomi is the Don Callis of WWE.
Yes, and the entire Don Callis family. They just keep multiplying. Right? Yeah.
Here's the thing: the only way you fix this, because SummerSlam happens before Clash in Paris, right?
Yeah.
And a new champion is never, or a new cash-in specifically, is never really looked at as a champion until they've defended it in a proper match. Like, you got your cash in, you picked up the belt temporarily, go defend it once and solidify your reign type of idea. It's a mentality. It's not like an official thing or anything like that, right? Yeah. So clearly you ripped off two hardworking women that put on probably the best match of the night by a hair, killed themselves all over the arena to have you come and scoop it up just because. They're both going to be angry.
Nitpick, and it's a nitpick.
Sure.
Yeah.
There were no other referees around to come take over like every other match in history.
I know they couldn't send Bianca back out there. I mean, Stephanie is indeed, an indomitable warrior. She's got it in her blood. I agree, and she could have came back out there with a referee shirt, and I would have been just fine with that. They needed to do something.
But they wanted
here.
They didn't. But it's one of those things, right, where a referee can be replaced immediately. If the story calls for it, a referee can be down for 1,000 hours if the story calls for it. There wasn't too much like where they went and sort of did a bit of a wander, a bit of a crowd brawl. They didn't do much of that the rest of the night, so doing it in the main event didn't bug me that much. You know what I mean? It's one of those it's one of those things where it happens in wrestling when it needs to, and it doesn't happen in wrestling when it needs to. Besides, the other referee was being probably held by the hand by Naomi as she waited for her spot.
Right, they had to walk her back.
There's only two women's referees. But here's my thing, though, right?
Somebody was being held back.
Rhea Ripley had been declared the number one contender, and she never got to fulfill her number one contendership opportunity because the match was interrupted.
Yeah.
Io is a former champion who just lost a title, who's who's due for a rematch and whatever. You run this back as a triple threat at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Pretty big stage. Pretty big stage for Io. Pretty big stage for Rhea. Naomi.
That's a decent way to do it. But that's if
I do like
she's
that.
Still champ by then. I mean, the Warrior Stephanie Vacour gets it in Clash before that.
No, Clash is after.
Is it?
Yeah. That was the funny thing about the Battle Royal. Clash.
No, I think. Are you sure?
At the end of August.
It's at the end of August, really? I thought it was at the end of July.
I hope so, because this is how I'm making my idea work.
Hold on, Clash. I think it's at the end. Clash. And I can't type today. Clash in Paris. Let's see here. Is Sunday, August 3rd. Okay, you're right.
Yes.
And what am I thinking?
So,
yeah, okay, you're right.
Rhea Ripley,
it's coming later, after SummerSlam. All right, so that works.
Rhea Ripley goes in there and kills people.
Mm-hmm.
Gets the belt that she should have gotten tonight. Yes. I like Io Sky, don't get me wrong. Rhea Ripley,
but Rhea and Stephanie has a much bigger attraction to it, especially in France. Rhea Ripley getting Clash. That's great.
There's going to be a point. Well, think of the reaction of the France crowd. We know what they're like.
Yeah.
But also, we're all gooners and weirdos at heart. There's going to be a moment in that match where Rhea Ripley is getting the devil's kiss from Stephanie Vacour,
Yes.
and we're all looking for the lotion and a little bit of privacy. But I mean, what did I'm getting super repetitive again. So Jake's putting up with my thoughts for a second time.
But no, because I'm looking too. Yeah, the only things else that are coming up, you got Heat Wave the 24th of August, Clashes 31st, Forbidden Door. For some reason, I thought it was July 31st, not August. There's too many things coming up. Slammiversary will be obviously the 20th. We'll be live for that next
He's
Sunday.
fast as liking Naomi now. He's doing that
From Lowell, Mass. I want to.
No,
I want to try and get there.
Cody,
for
do you know the Heat Wave thing? Heat Wave is the AEW fans are crying, of course, because they're AEW fans, but also because Forbidden Door is the same day as Heat Wave.
So
listen though. Forbidden Door is in London, right? So the show is at a completely different time of the day. On the other side, no, here's the thing. The Forbidden Door gimmick, which doesn't work because the door is not forbidden, or else the Japanese wrestlers wouldn't be there. Forbidden Door is taking place in London in the middle of the day. Heat Wave is taking place in the evening in the States. 2 different times a day, no overlap in 2 different countries. And it's still counter programming.
Why do you have to choose though?
I don't understand that.
Why does
Here's my
one
thing,
make
though,
you take away from the other? I don't get it.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Tony Khan demanded WWE to be competition, basically. He said that on numerous occasions. He always tries to poke fun of them, make fun of them when WWE said they weren't competition. And WWE is like, all right, you want us to be competition? We'll do it, all right. But when WWE pulls the trigger and does that, AEW fans are like, that's not nice. No. But in every industry or business that happens, food businesses, your fast food businesses.
It's not Jim Crockett Promotions.
There's
They're
a
not
McDonald's,
telling
a
them they
Burger King
can't
will
do
go
it.
there.
Okay,
exactly,
but here's the thing.
Cody, you got
Here's the thing. Initially, when NXT started, it was the most popular thing on the WWE network, right? And when did it air? Every Wednesday. Where did AEW decide to drop their flagship show? On Wednesdays. Every now and then they have to move Collision off of Saturday because of other sports and whatever. Where do they put it? On Thursday. What happens to be on Thursday? Impact, which is now working with WWE. Oh, they had to do an ROH pay-per-view. Where do they drop it? They drop it on Friday to fuck over SmackDown.
Yeah,
all
now
of these
it's
things
taken
are
on
okay.
SmackDown. Interesting.
All of these things are okay because of this entirely fictional bullshit narrative of we're punching up. We're the good guys. We're the victims. To be AEW is to be under constant attack. Eat my fucking ass.
Says Ricochet. I'm not. I have always said you need competition.
So,
you don't have to choose. Even when
Ricochet
things were
looks like a
playing
toe.
against each other yesterday, we didn't have to choose. We could watch what we wanted to watch. We could, you know what I mean? I watched Great American Bash when that was over. Then I started and went into AEW. Then I went ahead and watched. After the fact, I started, behind the live, and then actually because of the commercials, made it to live TV for the Goldberg match. But
I was triple screening all day.
You don't need brand loyalty. I agree, Coot, my lawyer. I agree all day. You don't have to, though. You can watch one, watch the other, and then come back. You can double screen if need be. You can. It's up to you. Why does there have to be this forced?
But here's the thing.
Brand supremacy and loyalty and
on their show. The same night
just,
WWE shows were on.
I disagree slightly with Coot in the sense of brand loyalty being stupid. You can be loyal to a brand. You can be 100% WWE. You can be 100% AEW. Your life will be easier because you're just going to turn on your show. The problem is people are worried that they have to be in the popular thing, right? It's not enough that I watch my thing and enjoy it. It's I have to tell everybody else that they should like my thing too. Now, is it easy for me to say that because I follow the A show and more people are watching what I do and more fans and more wrestlers want to be part of WWE because they're a real company? Of course it is. But if you want to stick in the mud, that's fine. You can do it.
You can
I don't
do
hate
it.
you. I kind of pity you.
I just
But,
love
you
how
know.
you're such a dick with such a heart at the same time. Like right here, you put out this amazing tweet before recently that I hope people can go and retweet themselves. You said the wrestling community is really going through it right now. Thoughts and prayers to Adam Cole and Rollins this weekend, the Trey Miguel family. Obviously, speed and recovery to You Only Live Once. You know, Liv Morgan, Kevin Owens, Zoe Stark. You know, Chris Bay, Big E. Keep the thread going. And then under here, it's ha ha ha. Fuck Trinity, you know, Naomi all day. so positive to just like I love
You're
it.
an ass.
That's why I love Spaz. And that's why we love you.
No, because like I like this show, I don't like this show is not
But
the
it's
same
okay to
as
not
I
like this
want people to get
person.
hurt.
Because you don't like Naomi doesn't mean you don't like Trinity. Like that's what it is. That's what people can't separate.
But it goes farther than that because like here's we had two. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to be actually serious for a second, right? Two bits of bad news we got yesterday.
Yeah.
One was Adam Cole dealing with a lot of undisclosed, you know, not clear for action type stuff. Came out.
Apparently he
gave a
got
really
injured on Collision this week. That
Apparently.
Thursday. That's why it was so last minute. And he's been 100%. I agree, 100% on Spaz as well. See, he agrees with you.
But here's the like the thing. Like you got that, and I mean Adam Cole's just had a string of bad luck that I wouldn't wish on anybody, right? And on the other side of the coin, you watch Saturday night's main event, and unfortunately we saw live what happened to Seth Rollins, and the difference is maddening. Like, do I think Naomi deserved to cash in and be the star at the end of tonight's show? No. Do I want anything to happen to Naomi, Trinity Fatu, whatever her name is? No, because I'm not a psychopath.
I wish she cashed in on Tiffany Stratton instead, and then they could just do her and Jade again.
I think they could have done a cool thing, like
do something
kind of
going
like
forward with it.
Kind of like what you and I discussed with Goldberg. Like, give Trish that, oh my god, I got my 8th title moment, and have Naomi cash in on Trish, and then nobody really.
Exactly.
But
they could have done a lot with
But here's my point, though, right? Like Adam Cole really is a really sort of beloved guy. Everybody kind of knows that, you know, he's a good guy. I watch Simon Miller, who, you know, kind of came up and talked about like his experiences with him, and like Simon's a good guy. So
everybody has put out an outpouring of love from Pat McAfee onwards. So many people are like, why Adam Cole? Why him? He's
But the reaching across the aisle, like obviously fans, right?
Yeah.
But the reaching across the aisle, if you go through socials and whatever, you get these big long like photos and testimonials and whatever from Kevin Owens, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Candice LeRae, like you said, I think a couple more NXT people like, hey, we shared the roads and this and that. Something happens to Seth Rollins, you go up and down the timeline. Well, that's just karma. That's what they get for trying to fuck with AEW.
Yeah, that's. I don't know.
What are we doing here?
I don't know why it has to be like that. The dichotomy between the fan bases is pretty stark in contrast, and it is upsetting.
And I mean, if you listen to the whole pile of like, it's not AEW or WWE, but Trey Miguel, like the stuff that he's dealing with is just stacking up right now.
Yeah,
like he's got surgery. He's put as far as I know, he's putting off surgery so that he can still participate in Slammiversary next weekend. He's had, I think he said like a stepdad or an uncle or whatever that had a fall from a house, and now he's in like a medically induced coma. They're asking for like prayers for the family, obviously, and whatever. And basically at the end of his tweet, he was just like, I can't take much more of this type of thing. Obviously the stuff with Zoe Stark and Liv Morgan, and you see, and not to say anything bad against Zoe Stark, but you see how valuable Liv Morgan is in the sense of take her out of the equation and all of Evolution changed.
Yeah, this wrecked the show apparently, and they had to rewrite all of it. I mean, we're getting one-on-one. We weren't even getting a tag match. They said in final it was just going to be one-on-one Nikki Bella and Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
So what could be still?
I mean, I like the tag match.
She's hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm happy that she's going to be there for a while. I really thought Rhea was going to win tonight, and she rolls into SummerSlam and then obviously takes the belt to Perth. Gets that huge reaction for TakeOver, but now she could get it at SummerSlam and still go into Australia with the belt, certainly. Doesn't mean we've seen a lot of people go to their home countries and not be the champ. It's not like it has to happen just because she's going there. I just thought it would have been like, hey, that's cool. She gets it. And...
The last time they were in Australia, was Chamber, but they had Rhea and Nia main event the show in the stadium in Perth because Nia's technically Australian as well, apparently.
God knows.
I don't know. I don't know.
Craziness.
I'm not putting her down. It's just like if you picture the Australians, you picture like the Iconics or Indy Hartwell or Rhea Ripley or Buddy Matthews or Grayson Waller. You don't typically. It's one of those things, though. I will say, like, I mean, Nia Jax got a pop too tonight. Let's be real for a second.
Everybody got a pop. It was all deserved. I mean, Liz called
but
that
Nia's
cash in too.
another one. Like,
as soon as it happened, people knew it was coming, and it wasn't deserved. The cash in wasn't needed.
No.
I want to get high as Sasquatch in Australia, but I'll get high with him too. But this is the timeline where Sasquatch is real.
Yeah. It is a nice feel-good thing as well, though. Like with Charlotte finally getting cheers tonight, like the tag team thing with Alexis doing something.
Especially knowing like the Tribune article, I don't know if that played into the fan reaction at all. Probably not.
Maybe.
Most of the fans probably didn't even know about that. They did mention it on commentary. But all in all,
yeah,
it was a nice
I haven't read
moment.
it, but I've heard.
Oh, it's a great read, and she's really like, how am I going to be Charlotte today when I feel like everybody hates Ashley? Like that's the theme of it, and it was very hard for her to shake.
Well, this is what we're saying about like, even if somebody doesn't like Adam Cole for some reason, doesn't mean they wish like Austin, whatever his real name is, any harm or anything. And same thing.
Well,
like I go with Naomi. Do I want Naomi to fall into a hole? No.
There's some people out there. I give this overall, honestly, like if I had to go ahead and push up those numbers, I would give this an 8 out of 10. I really like this show. This was so much fun. This might be show of the weekend. The poll right now, I mean, they ended up making us both wear a dress. You fuck. Goddamn wrong button, but whatever. All right.
You see why I don't wear dresses? Because it makes me gain 50 pounds out of nowhere. I mean, into somewhere.
That's right.
That's because you're pregnant.
Hell yeah.
What's whose baby? Yours or Jake's?
I don't know. I can't get it over country lines, tariffs and all.
How are those tariffs, by the way?
I have no idea. Jake's on mute though.
No, but you guys, I didn't want to say it yet. You guys want to hear something crazy though? This woman the other day passed away, and her husband were swingers, and she died young. So what she wanted, she jokingly said, but they had written it, and she wanted to have her ashes participate in a gangbang. Not guy on guy. Just keep them. But when she wanted all the guys to finish in the ashes and then spread them. Legitimately, like that was the final request, and the husband was getting it done. So he had to find multiple other like-minded individuals that would allow them to have sex with their wives using some of the ashes, and then allowing the husbands to finish on the ashes.
That's incredibly unfortunate.
Where was my invite or email?
The Soul Snatcher.
The Soul Snatcher. Guys, hell of a night. I give it an 8 out of 10. The chat is split with the poll. The poll said 47. 47% went with Evolution 2 and All in Texas. It's a fucking tie. We can't have it, Cody. What were you going to say?
Okay, we can't have it end on a tie. Let me do something here.
You fix that.
I don't know where I think the poll went away on my screen.
Uh-oh.
Why is it still a tie? What the fuck?
It's at 47% for the bottom two. We got to find out what happens.
Baz, vote Evolution.
I did before the stream even started.
Let me see. Oh, I already voted. Never mind.
You locked in. I can't vote. We're hanging in there till we get somebody else clicking. But for right now, we're locked in.
All right, I'll throw a fun one out there.
Yes.
4 shows this weekend. I don't think any of us saw the ROH show, right?
No, I saw highlights. I did not see it in person.
So we won't include that yet. So the 4 shows we did get: Great American Bash, All In, Saturday night's main event, Evolution. 2 questions. What's the biggest story coming out? What was the best match of the weekend?
The ROH show would have been the Thunder Rosa and Athena match that I saw most of, and that was really good. So, best show of the weekend, Evolution
Match.
Best match for. I really want to say it was Ethan Page and Ricky Saints for me. I still go with it.
Okay.
I was gonna either say that or Io and Rhea. Io and Rhea really put on a show tonight. I don't know if you want to go with Hangman and Mox though.
Fuck that. I'm not gonna
I went back and watched the Ethan and
I'm not gonna do the whole rant from
really good.
last weekend. Promotional malpractice and the tragic downfall of John Moxley. But AEW has AEW has destroyed Mox for me. And it's not a sense of, oh my god, he went to AEW, so I don't like him anymore. It's I like Dean
Ambrose to you.
I don't know that I would say that, because I only knew Dean Ambrose. I never knew him before WWE. And what he was when he first came to AEW, I was like, okay, they've taken Dean Ambrose and turned him up to 10. And then when COVID hit, he was the guy kind of reaching through the screen for the audience, kind of doing what Bayley and Asuka and people like Drew McIntyre were doing in WWE, kind of reaching through the screen, grabbing us all by the collar and saying, you know what, we're going to get through this and all that kind of thing. Really earned a lot of points with me during that. His first couple of title reigns were really, really good.
Yeah.
So early
AJ Styles, John
run,
Cena. Yeah, he had a lot of good stuff then. He had
some
zany moments and
but I'm
US
saying
title reign, tag title reign.
I'm saying I will say, to be fair, early days of AEW Mox over Dean Ambrose, but now, like, what did I say in the preview? Basically, he's a pussy cosplaying as Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. Plumber Moxley. It's just not. It's not the same. It doesn't work. The heel guy, like, he had it early on. He had aura. There was something about it, and then when they tried to go with Wild Thing with his music and the crowd stuff, he changed then, and it didn't work.
By the time they got to his match with Hope, right?
Yeah.
And you think about how much a person I am, and it's not just like a hometown thing or anything like that, but like I've always Jeff Hardy more so, but I was always an Edge guy, always an Ambrose guy.
Edge is your person.
Edge is one of my guys. Ambrose I enjoyed. I enjoyed completely right into AEW. So by the time they got to their title match, and I remember doing the preview with Jake at the time, and it's like, I like this guy. I like this guy. I followed both of them for a fuckload of a long time. I'm invested in both of them. This company has to suck that I don't care about this match.
Yeah, and then they ended up putting the spike through his back multiple times. So it was not worth it. It wasn't even. I remember how big that spot was, and it wasn't even memorable. Like, it's just what a disappointment, really.
And then, like I said, I think I credited it when we talked the other week. It was KJ from the Wrestling for Life, and he does the. Not only does he do the Dynamite watch-alongs, but he does them solo.
Yeah.
It's the only one where it's not either him and Nick or and Anthony.
Yeah.
He does Dynamite on his own because he wants to talk about it. But he was saying for weeks and weeks and weeks, it's like John Moxley doesn't wrestle anymore. This isn't going to be a wrestling match. And then they had Hangman come out and say, oh, it's going to be Texas Death. And it's like, okay, 2 minutes into the match and we're stabbing each other with forks. Okay, what are we doing here, folks?
Yeah, he was digging into his skull, and that was hard way. So I give it an 8 out of 10 for Evolution. What are you at, Cody?
I'm gonna go a little higher. I might go 9 out of 10. I think Evolution is the second best WWE show of the year outside of Elimination Chamber.
Damn.
Really?
Damn,
yes.
That's a hell of a praise from you.
I was at Chamber. They put the Chamber in the dome.
Uh-oh.
Chamber is something that you could possibly give 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah. Chamber was really simple though, like because they had the one big segment at the end. No, I'm saying this is a good thing.
Oh, you said to say your word chamber.
Chamber in the Dome. But the 2 chamber matches, plus you had Trish in the tag match, which was great for the hometown crowd, and then you had the big John Cena heel turn with the big
with an awesome match. That match, that main event was fucking badass, and Seth not turning heel, but like screwing over Punk. All of it was stellar.
I was gonna say, like, it's not a heel turn. It wasn't a heel turn at that point. It was just an I'm still this obsessed with CM Punk.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
And I will say, totally biased, and I said it
the heel turn at Mania.
Yeah, when he was on Collision, and it made me actually buy a ticket to Collision when he was part of Forbidden Door, and then when they came back for Chamber. There's very few people that get a reaction out of me seeing them live like CM Punk does.
Yeah, no, I agree entirely, and that's why I went to a Collision as well to see Punk, and I was so upset that he wasn't at the Grand Slam that I first went to because he got suspended like the fucking few days before, and I was
the random ass. Like they sold the what was it, Forbidden Door tickets, and then at the very last second they said, "Oh, we're gonna do Collision too."
Yeah.
And the main event of Collision was that random ass 4-on-4. It was him.
Punk.
Yeah, it was Punk, FTR, and Ricky Starks versus the Bullet Club Gold.
Yeah.
And Jake's seen it. I've got this one really, because I was on the floor. I've got this one
picture.
really nice shot of Jay White and CM Punk about to square off. Probably one of the favorite pictures I've ever taken at a wrestling event.
Park, yeah, I was gonna say besides that Lincoln Park photo.
Besides some of the Lincoln Park stuff that I've done, but also there's a couple overhead shots I got of Omega Ospreay the next night that are pretty fantastic. If for no other reason that I'm basically looking straight down on the ring and seeing how bloody it is.
Yeah,
and
no doubt about
here's
it.
my point. Here's my point, and this is going to be an amazing thing. And yes, I was biased because I was there. Those guys bled all over the place, but it meant something.
It did,
and it was
at that point in time. It did,
and it was in AEW, so there's no bias kicking in here. But it was a match where people happened to also get fucked up
because we're like, why is Ospreay not the face? What are they doing here? Like, why is this not like? There was so much to it.
Not even that. That was like, I remember talking to you at the time because I was 50-50 on Omega, and I wasn't that familiar with Ospreay. And I walked out thinking like that was the best live match I've probably seen this year.
Yeah.
Because it was fantastic. It was a whole lot of like every kick out was, oh my God, what else can they do?
The best match that year was probably FTR Bullet Club Gold, that tag match that went like just shy of an hour. That was incredible. And
maybe, yeah. I'd have to watch it.
That was again AEW. Like they were just doing some shit that year. Like they were on it and then they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
So the poll ended
like I said,
saying Evolution is at 50%, but taking the win here for best show of the weekend. All In gets 43% of the vote. Saturday night's main event 6. NXT, sorry, buddy, you got left in the dust. Left in the dust for Great American Bash.
Will say,
but thank you all for participating in the poll.
I'm the biased NXT guy, but in this particular case, on this particular weekend, it did feel like pre-show to Evolution.
Yeah,
which isn't bad. It just means it's not going to stand out.
But it was less of a PLE, more of like this is a special event, and people are like, oh,
yeah,
how does that
elevated
compare
episode.
to All In? Yes, WrestleMania compared to like I said,
WrestleMania compared to a weekly episode of ROH. Do we want to do that?
Yeah,
I don't think
Evolution was better than WrestleMania. That's just.
Interesting.
And I would have to really I could go back and compare. My memory sucks, but there's something to it. Spaz, what did you give Evolution? I don't know if we got your score yet.
Here's the thing. Right? Not that it was perfect. But as a package, up until the last 2 minutes, I might have gone 10.
Wow.
I might have gone 10.
Up until
don't let the Naomi thing derail it.
I am.
Wow.
But not
cash in alone. Not the character in there. How was the cash in?
No, the cash in is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the cash in's what killed it.
That's
because here's
because it's Naomi or
no.
This didn't have to be Naomi, is what we said. Yeah.
No, you missed out on. I think you missed out on what I said. This is when you were resetting your microphone. Basically, if Evolution is there, and I've made the case that we technically don't need Evolution, but I was still looking forward to the show. But if Evolution is there to represent the ladies and represent their contributions to WWE and all that kind of thing, then you can't have the two women that busted their ass to put on the best match of the night, both going home with nothing. That's
Using mind games against each other. It was so
anti-representation.
It just
I'm going 9.5.
Wow, huge rating there. I thought
I'm going 9.5.
It would have
been 10,
8, but
I
8.5
went 9.
maybe too.
I went
8.5, 9, and 9.5, almost a 10. Perfect. Damn, that
and it's not a case
here.
of, and it's not a case of like, because I really think Rhea should have won the match. Like if it was just down to the two of them, it's not a case of I would have knocked it down that point if I. No, but here's the thing though, like it's not a point of, oh, I'm just upset that my person didn't win. If EO had won that match the way they busted their ass in that match, I would still go 10, even though I didn't get the result I wanted, because I think the match was that good.
Yeah, because it deserved that ending. No, I get your feeling.
And I think everything else leading up to it, perfect, no, but nothing else on that card, including the match that Naomi was in, was enough. Now, was there disappointments in the sense of, oh, there was no surprises in the Battle Royal? Yes, but I can't blame WWE because they didn't do something I predicted.
They advertised. They didn't say they were going to be surprised. They just didn't say there weren't.
That's my point.
Any more entrants. So
that's my point. Is I can't
mad
blame
at
them.
us expecting more
they didn't
than what
give
they advertised.
Yeah, I can't take off points for saying, oh, I came up with this thing in my head. And
if
WWE
they advertised as Battle Royal and said like Stephanie was going to be in it and others, and all of a sudden she wasn't there, and we're like, what?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's different.
But I mean, if you go into
the upset,
they made an intercontinental title match that Cody has said should have been the main event. So clearly they did their job with that. They kind of had to throw something together for the tag team title situation, and that was fantastic. They got Charlotte Flair over. The Battle Royal was not anything that's going to set the world on fire, but we got the right result.
Yeah.
We did have a little bit of a nostalgia exhibition, respect type thing with Trish Stratus, Tiffany Stratton.
But it worked. It was good. It was entertaining, and she got a great reception afterwards.
Exactly.
And
you had a hardcore match between two people that I'm sick of fighting each other, and one who I definitely don't like, and I still didn't hate the match.
The match had great spots in the hardcore spots. You know, that toolbox was a great spot as well. The TV's blowing up, we didn't really mention. That was cool. That was a cool spot.
I'm sorry.
That was smart.
And as well, this is not a dig at Bianca Belair in any way, shape, or form, but the main event we got tonight proves that they should have kept it one-on-one at WrestleMania in my head.
That triple threat was one of the best matches at Mania, and probably one of the best triple threats we've had. But this didn't need it. Yeah, it didn't need it.
It was only the sense in the WrestleMania thing was the fact that they had already established a match, and they sort of airlifted Bianca Belair out of a story she was already in on the other show to plop her into that and make it a triple threat, which always rubbed me the wrong way. But that being said, what that translates into is Io Sky and not Io Sky and Bianca Belair, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley gave me what I would consider a WrestleMania worthy main event tonight until it had its nuts cut off. That's why it's not a 10. That's why it's only a 9.5.
Got it. I mean,
but I haven't come close to giving anything. I haven't come close to giving anything. I haven't given anything from any company a 9 even.
I might even. I'm going to say 8.5. I'm going to stick with that. I could argue with 9. I could. Maybe.
What's your rating for each show for this weekend? I don't know if I've heard all of them.
Oh. All in. If I take it by the high points, I might give All In like a 6.5.
The first 3 matches were really bad and slow and boring, and then it picked up for a while. Then it got slow again. Then it got better, but it was long.
Not that WWE isn't guilty of this. There's no reason All In had to be that long.
Yeah, I think I gave that like a 7. I want to say, and NXT was like in that range as well, maybe like a 6 or 7. Even though I gave that one match a 5-star
for NXT, because I have such high standards for NXT.
Yeah.
And if I'm referring to you in the terms of you were the kickoff for something else, which in this case is Evolution, it kind of means you didn't stand alone as your own show.
Yeah.
I'm going like 6.
Yeah, like 5 or 6.
Bash.
And 7 for all in,
Saturday
7.5.
Saturday night's main event, maybe like 5.5, 6.
4.
Yeah.
There really
Like,
wasn't any great match. There was,
but again,
the Orton stuff.
but again,
was bland.
there's the whole thing that you have to take into account again with
Seth
Saturday
got
night's main
injured,
event.
but
Seth got injured.
it's
that
a network
match
show, so there's tons of commercial
yeah.
breaks. We know.
It's a TV show. You can't look at it in the same category as a pay-per-view, but it's in a weekend of everything else that was supposed to be pay-per-view worthy. So I have to kind of look at. So I would say 5 for.
Yesterday, I'd give to AEW. Today, the weekend, I'd give to Evolution.
Yeah.
AEW won the battle. WWE won the war, I guess you could say. But hey, you know, everybody won.
5 for Saturday night's main event. 6 for All In and NXT. Even though they're very different measuring sticks, they've reached 6 on their respective measuring sticks. 9.5 for Evolution, and it would have been 10 if it wasn't for Naomi. Hey,
sounds fair. I appreciate you know, everybody tuning in, hanging out, and just with so much content. We've put out a shit ton of content this week over here. I did 2 podcasts, obviously, as we mentioned and shared, over on the Spaz Phoenix YouTube channel and all of podcast channels for the state of wrestling. We gave previews, we did analysis, we broke that down. We were live for Raw, we were live for NXT, we were live for SmackDown. We did some trivia. We put up some shorts. We went ahead and did a little bit of Rivals. We were busy. We even brought back the UCR podcast, and we'll be live for Raw tomorrow as well. So big week it's been. Big week it continues to be. And what are we just trying to do, boys? Up those numbers. That's right. We're getting close. Working to 10K for SummerSlam. That's the goal. We'll see if it happens. But honestly, we went long. This was great. So much to cover. So much to talk about. And I know, you know, it's another busy day tomorrow. But
this week over on my side, Jake will be with me. I don't know if we're going to do a State of Wrestling this week or not. We will be back to talk at some point about Slammiversary over on the TNA side of things. There's lots and lots of NXT involvement over there as well. Trick Williams defending the TNA title is a thing.
Yes, we're going to talk about Slammiversary a ton, so we'll be covering that. Absolutely.
JC Jane will be going up against Masha, title for title. There's something going on with Dark State. They've attacked Joe Hendry. They've attacked Mike Santana. They've attacked Matt Cardona. They've attacked. They've hinted at attacking the system, but that doesn't make sense because they're all heels. Cardona's trying to get Myers out of the system to maybe join his anti-Dark State team. And rumors abound that we might get some ladies from the tag team NXT scenario. We might get somebody from the main roster as well.
Would be awesome because we got the Inspiration taking on the Elegance. We got the Namaths against the Hardys, against the Rascals, against First Class. That's going to be great. Tessa and Indy, Mustafa and Cedric, Moose and Leon Slater. That's going to be big. Trick, Joe, Mike Santana, and now Masha against JC Jane. So that'll be a hell of a show. We'll be covering that this upcoming Sunday, July 20th. That's going to be at the UBS Arena in Elmont, New York. Going to be a ton of fun. The 21st Slammiversary, so big show there. But yeah, we'll be live tomorrow night. Make sure you guys are hitting subscribe, hitting the bell. Make sure you're notified. Spaz, tell the people where they can find you, my friend.
Holy shit. Spaz Phoenix on X, Spaz Phoenix on Instagram, and search for the Spaz Phoenix podcast on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, and wherever you vid and pod.
Yeah, buddy, that's for sure. Liz says she picks All In for her, 8.5 for Evolution, 9 for All In. She's back to streaming tomorrow, so you can find her on Twitch, and the link's down below. It's a 6-man tag match with Dark State on Tuesday, so that'll be fun to see for sure.
Yeah, the 3 guys that are fighting each other at Slammiversary have to team up against Dark State. It is the most can they coexist match ever.
Are they in Trick's pocket a la Punk and the Shield? So Cody, my good man, tell the people where they can find you as well as looking forward to your upcoming gaming content on your YouTube channel.
You can find me on my Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it nowadays, at Judgment Day Era. You can find me on YouTube, like you said. I'm going to be posting gaming content at Judgment Day Era, and you can find me over on my Instagram, Cody_Onidi_316, which is still funny, by the way, that Instagram thought that my account was I'm getting paid by Liv Morgan because I had Judgment Day content, and they accused me of getting paid by them.
I know, 316, baby.
Fantastic.
You can't be a paid.
So I had to ask Liv
sponsored
Morgan. I'm like,
promoter.
so are you paying people or what? So
You gotta find
going on
out.
here?
You gotta talk to her. Say, while you're coming for surgery, come over here and talk to us. And as always, I've been Jake Countdown Ended DeMarco. Thank you guys for hanging out. You can find me on Twitter/X at Countdown Ended, as well as Instagram and Rumble. You can find us and Into Somewhere on Spotify. All the links for everybody in the description box down below. Thank you for hanging out and checking out the Into Somewhere review. I hope you all have a great Sunday night. We'll see you tomorrow for Raw. I hope you all stay sexy, and thanks for hanging out with me in a dress. I hope you guys have a great night. Stay sexy.